What is going on, Washington fans? Welcome to the JTFB channel. I'm Josh
Yeah,
Taylor. That's my boy Rio, and we are back. It's been a while, Rio.
has been a minute, man. How you doing?
It's been a minute, but it's been awesome, man. This is the best time of the year. Especially if you're into the off season, like I am, man. There's just so much going on. Already traded for Debo. Like the first big trade of the off season was us, and we're
Mm-hmm.
not done yet. There's a lot of names getting linked to us already. So, Rio, I haven't asked your thought about Debo, so I just want to ask your opinion real quick. What you thought about that trade, the comp, and then just the player.
First things first. Congratulations to you. I see you moving out here like Shams and
Hey,
Woj. I see you out.
hey,
I see you out here
Where you at?
breaking new. I know that's what I'm expecting to see. Say K on here sometime soon, but I'm happy that we upgraded the offense. We gave Jayden Daniels a better option than the options not named Terry last year. It only costs a 5th round pick. His $17 million salary is going to be a wash when we get Jonathan Allen out of here. And we finally got a play on the damn offense that can make a play with the ball in their hands. We got a crew of the fall down bandits here, and that is not what Debo Samuel is. He is a
The yak is
bowling
back,
ball. Yeah,
baby.
Yak is definitely back. We don't need Zach Ertz to get Yak anymore.
Yeah, thank
Debo
God.
Samuel is going to come here motivated. It's a contract year. You know how players do in a contract year, and he's playing with Cliff Kingsbury and with Jayden Daniels. Man, it's going to be fun
Yeah.
here in DC.
I like that little snippet that he put like in his goodbye letter. Did you see what he said? Like DC,
Mhm.
like we're coming. Like he mentioned how hard Terry works, and they came in the same year, 2019. He wants to match that energy.
He was
But
watching
obviously,
Jaden.
yeah, because of Ayuk. So I feel bad for Ayuk, man. That whole tour that they did last offseason, and now he's probably about to go to the Patriots. And now Debo's out here with Jade. But he just mentioned it, said, it's a good fit. I already have a connection with some of the coaches,
Yep.
and he's just ready to go. I'm hyped for it, man. But we're not stopping there. Literally, not even an hour ago, Bengals All Pro led the league in sacks and pressures last season. Trey
Trey
Hendrickson
Hendrickson.
in the chat. Welcome, Trey Hendrickson. Um, Washington has already been linked to them. Not like, this could be like, this is a legit Washington is interested in Trey Hendrickson. And I told you just a second ago, we have checked in on Miles Garrett, which was obvious. Like, I feel like a lot of, people would have expected that. But there were a couple teams also checking in on Max Crosby's situation because that wasn't 100% locked that deal was going to happen. So there was a couple teams watching that whole situation, and Washington was one of those teams. And now Trey Hendrickson, and in my opinion, I love Myles Garrett, but this might be a hot take. I think Trey Hendrickson is a better way to go. What do you think about Trey?
He might be better because the teams actually made him available. The Browns haven't reached acceptance in letting go of their best piece yet, but the Bengals have no choice. They got one receiver about to reset the market and get the highest paid contract ever in Jamar Chase. They got T. Higgins on a franchise deal, and they're already giving Joe Burrow the world. You would think Trey Hendrickson would be someone they want to keep around at only 30 years old. 17 and a half sacks last year. 17 and a half sacks the year before that. 8, 14, and 14. This is as good as it gets as a pass rusher in this league. And their defense is booty juice. Their defense is the sole reason.
Get worse.
Their defense was the sole reason they didn't make the playoffs last year, and they now have granted permission to Trey Hendrickson to leave, and he already wrote his goodbye to Cincinnati, so this shit is definitely going down. I would love to have him, man. He's good enough versus the run, and he is a problem versus the pass. We don't have one of these on the roster. He would be the first person on the defense that requires an offensive coordinator to have the game plan around him. Yes. Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, I'm all in. Trey Hendrickson's actually available, and Max Crosby never became available. And it's crazy how a day after Max Crosby gets that bag, all of a sudden they've granted Hendrickson right before free agency the rights to seek a trade. So,
Yeah, that Max Crosby deal really blew up a lot of different things. One, obviously, Micah Parsons is a situation to watch. But But once the Bengals saw that happen, they said we're not going to be able to compete with that. Like, we're not going to be able to come even close to that. They're going to be out of money after the T. Higgins and Jamar Chase deals. Jamar Chase, in my opinion, is going to be the highest paid non-quarterback player
ever.
And I think that Max Crosby deal helps out Jamar Chase too, because he's like, hey, Max Crosby just got this. He's the highest paid non-quarterback player in the league now. I need that. And I don't think Max's rank as non-quarterback player lasts long. But I think that also kind of affects the Myles Garrett situation. The thing that's different about Myles Garrett, though, is it's been talked about a little bit. But if you trade for Myles, I think he's comfortable playing that first year with his new team with his current contract. Yeah. It doesn't sound like he just wants, like, he straight up wants to win. This was never a tactic for the Browns. Like, I need a long-term deal. Like, I want more money. This is why I'm doing this. He genuinely wants to go somewhere, and he's very interested in Washington from everything I've heard. He definitely wants to come here. We're a top 2 destination team for Myles Garrett. And I think that helps out as well because he can come here and play on his current deal. And then next year, the salary cap goes up again. Obviously, I think we're going to be another top, team salary cap wise next year. We'll talk about the Jonathan Allen situation and everything. But I think to that extent, like, it doesn't hurt Washington that Max got paid what he did when it comes to the Myles Garrett, trade compensation. I don't think it changes much because I think he's fine playing on his deal right now for one more season.
Hendrickson want that bag, though.
Oh, yeah, Trey want the bag. So, and that's the thing. I've gotten a couple questions. Timothy had a good one here. Josh, I got to know what your reasonable compensation for Hendrickson would be. I seen you saying too much on X for some reasonable trades. He's going to cost. You're not getting him for less than a second. So, Timothy, my thing is he's going to be 31 next season.
Yeah, in December.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a new deal. That's the main reason for this trade because he's not a free agent until next season. So the whole reason for this, kind of like with John Allen, but just a little bit different, obviously, they wanted to go explore trade, possibilities for the opportunity to get a new deal done. This is different than Myles Garrett, in my opinion. You have to pay Trey Hendrickson probably a 3-year deal because, like I said, you want him to be 33, 34 at the end of that deal. You do a 3-year deal with Trey Hendrickson, it's going to be pretty expensive. So that does help out the draft compensation because the Bengals know that. The Bengals know they're not getting a first-round pick. They're not.
It's going to be significantly less than the Myles Garrett. It's going to cost you, but it's not going to cost you Myles Garrett comp.
The Myles Garrett one, I genuinely think it costs 2 firsts for Myles Garrett because they don't want to trade him. But with the Bengals, they're like, we need to get a premium draft pick because we know we can't pay him right now. Like, they have no choice, to be honest with you, unless he just comes back for one season. I really don't see that happening because this has been a situation for a while.
I got a second. I got Jonathan Allen for you, and I got
afford John Allen.
I know they can't.
They're like the Browns. People can't afford John Allen. I know the Bengals right now have 51.7 million cap space.
We're not getting anything for John Allen. I'm just throwing shit out there.
He should be like, honestly, I keep looking at my phone because John Allen's going to be released any second now. Something I said yesterday.
Today,
the Cardinals checked in on John Allen, couldn't get it done. I told y'all before it happened 2 Tuesdays ago that we tried to trade John Allen with the Debo thing, but the cap situation, the 49ers just couldn't handle it. They've got their own deal going on with Ayuk and with paying Brock Purdy, so they couldn't take on John Allen. So I've been telling people for like a month now, stop putting John Allen in trade scenarios because 1, teams don't want to trade for him, and 2, they just don't want the money. They want to sign him as cheap as possible when he gets released. But to answer you, Timothy, my genuine thought is that a third this year or next year, whatever, if the Bengals can take it next year, fine. I think a 3rd round pick, and if you have to tackle on like a 6th or 7th to like push it over, I think teams are going to be offering a 3rd round pick. I think that's like the starting conversation. And I think that's like the standard for a lot of teams, a 3rd round pick. And I know that might sound crazy, but like I said, guys, you have to consider the new deal that's going to have to be paid out to Trey Hendrickson, which is not going to be cheap. And we can't afford it. So Washington right now is at $64.2 million in cap space.
We got money.
Yeah. And then once you get rid of John Allen, that's 16. So what I'm telling you is that you can ideally trade a 3rd round pick for Trey Hendrickson and pay him John Allen's salary this season. I'm trying to think what Hendrickson's new deal would be. The first year of that deal would be the cheapest. It would probably be slightly above 16. I mean, it'd probably be something in the low 20 range. So what you can do is you can release John Allen, get that salary cap, give it to Trey Hendrickson in that first deal, and you're giving up an additional $8, $9, $10 million that first year for Trey Hendrickson. And I think you only have to trade a 3rd. And
oh God, don't do that to me. That don't get me excited. 3rd, and we go get bro. This is the runner-up for defensive player of the year. This is 17.5 sacks, the league leader. You know what he did the year before? 17.5 sacks. This is what he does, Josh. Oh my God.
Hey, and there's just something that screams Ryan Kerrigan about Trey Hendrickson. There's this like nostalgia with Trey Hendrickson that I get when I see
white edge rusher in 91.
Yeah,
they got the same face card in the helmet.
I just need the HBK one. Bro. There's just something about Trey Hendrickson that gets me hyped up. That's the kind of player that, in my opinion, AP loved. And same with Dan Quinn. Someone said they knew about this for a couple of days and we're heavy favorites. I think us and the Falcons apparently just joined the conversation. Who would want to go to Atlanta though? Like, bro, it is just crazy that we are the premier destination for top players around the league.
Where does that defensive expectation and our gap closing go to? We add Trey Hendrickson to this team. That's ready-made, ready to go right there.
Bro, and that's another thing. And we'll talk about, free agency. Eventually we will break down like free agents and our free agents and stuff. But just the thing that I keep going back to is what can you do right now to this roster to help you out for the draft? So you're not going into the draft saying, okay, we still need a top edge rusher. Or if you don't bring back Zach Ertz, like, okay, we need a starting tight end. Or you don't bring back Jeremy Chin, you're like, we still need a starting safety. That is the worst situation that you could go into the draft. If you, in my opinion, I think if there's one player that I think we must re-sign on our current team, it's Zach Ertz. And that might sound crazy. The last thing I want to do is go into the draft saying, okay, we still need a top tight end. Like, I think Ben Sinnot's going to have a big jump next year. But just think about the connection him and Jaden had. He already said he's not retiring. Think about the big catches he made, even like the Falcons one. Like, in my opinion, Zach Ertz is the one guy that's a free agent that I think we can't lose.
Hey, Ertz and Louisville were the only dudes really who came to play in the NFC Championship. Bro, Ertz went out with a bang, 11 for 104. Pissed, come on, man.
Against his former team, like, he was waiting on something. Raekwon Davis got released by the Colts. He's a D tackle.
Janky Rondo teasing some news on his Twitter page.
I just talked to him.
What are you talking about?
I'm not gonna speak for him. I'll just say this: we've already covered it, though.
Okay, cool. I figured we were going. I figured it's something that we've talked about.
Yeah. It's something we've already talked. I ain't gonna speak.
Let's do something before the festivities begin on Monday, man. We already opened up the floodgates with Debo. What else we got for him, man?
Paul said the thing is they watch and everything, so they're going to try, but smart and responsible. That's exactly AP's approach too. Let's go on Commander Nation. Jay, I would love Trey, but we got to get money out for him. We would have to pay for Moss too. I think I would rather have Trey, and that's what I'm saying. I think the smarter and the cheaper thing is Trey. And also, I've had people talk about this. Is one thing I saw yesterday that kind of pissed me off. I had one person on Twitter tell me Josh AP fucked up. And you don't want to know what his reasoning was, Rio?
Because we didn't wait for DK?
Bam. That is exactly what he
we have not had this conversation. I just guessed it.
I swear to God, that's exactly what he said. He said, I said Washington is not going to be in on DK Metcalf. And I don't think so. I think it's like a 5%. Like, it's very, very low in my opinion. And he said, well, damn, we should have just waited on Debo then. Like, AP fucked up. No, like, not at all. Like, Debo was the guy all along. We were the first people to contact Debo and say, hey, we want you here, Debo. But like what I'm trying to say is a good GM doesn't just sit around and waits for the what ifs.
Yeah.
What if Myles Garrett doesn't even get traded? Then people are going to say, oh my God, we missed out on Trey Hendrickson because we were just playing the Myles Garrett game. Oh, trade. We have a trade. The Jaguars
Christian Kirk.
Yeah, Christian Kirk has been traded to the Texans.
Whoa.
Okay. I mean, they need him. What Tank Dell just got surgery, bro.
Well, that injury was disgusting.
That shit made me throw up, bro. So a name that was very popular.
Because the Cliff connection.
Yeah, Cliff said that's his favorite player. And I don't think the whole Debo trade took them out of the Christian Kirk conversation, but trading for Christian Kirk's kind of wild.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't trade for Christian Kirk. The fact that they were saying Christian Kirk was about to get released and the Texans said, hell no, we're going to trade for him.
Yeah, we'll not. We need him now.
So Kirk is headed to the Texans. So we're out on that.
Love that for CJ. Love that for CJ.
Yeah, he needs it. God, Stephon Diggs is going to be gone. I'm trying to catch up on something else real quick.
Give me Darius Slayton, man.
To be honest with you, I think Darius Slayton is like my top option. And I put him in the conversation. Let me get to some chats real quick and we'll keep it going.
He's a dog.
Yeah. I don't think we would wait for Myles Garrett. If he was available right now, he would definitely be priority number one. I think he is slightly available, but everything that people are saying is just the Browns are like immediately hanging up the phone calls. Like it's not going well.
The Browns, they're being the girl that just won't let go. You know, they don't want to, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to win the breakup and they're trying to dictate how it goes, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to Grande Groove for the super chat. It's the ugly ass loose sleeves Kerrigan wears. So that's true. Kerrigan has the long sleeves too. Would you let him wear 91?
Yeah, we ain't retire it yet. John Ridgeway wore that shit. He way better than John Ridgeway.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, they let Ridgeway wear it until they retire it. Yeah, it's free game.
I'm just saying, fans, remember looking back at it, fans didn't want our punter to give up the number for the unproven quarterback.
I bring it up every week because I'm so ashamed of our fan base for that. I'm so ashamed.
That was top 3 lowest moments of my life.
He stole the punter's number. Like,
shame on him. Shame on him.
We need to bring shame and bullying back for situations.
We do. I'm gonna start bullying folks. That's not even my brand. I don't even bully. I'm just gonna start calling people a doofus.
Like Ridgeway wore 91. Ridgeway wore 91. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would do it a heartbeat. And that's another thing. We got the number ready for you, bro. It's big shoes to fill, but he can do it. I'm looking at Josh and waiting for him to get hyped once he looks at his phone. I'm telling you,
Josh Taylor Rappaport right there.
It's coming. Every time I see him, like I only have my notifications on for certain people. Like I'll even mute text conversations. So like I don't want this phone lighting up unless it's something.
Yeah, my focus Joan on iPhone, bro. I only got a select few on that joint.
I'm about to get a second one, just not even have a plan, just Wi-Fi only, just where it's notifications. Yeah, so the Texans are trading Jaguars wide receiver Christian Kirk. What was the compensation? The 2026, so not even this year, next year, 7th round pick that originally belonged to the Rams. That's crazy. I'm just surprised the team would actually trade for him.
What do you get a 7th?
A next year 7th.
A next year 7th. So
I get it. Like it's whatever, but
yep. Carl Davis also wore 91. So Hendrickson would obviously be the most qualified person to wear HB Kerrigan's number here.
Yeah. No, I'm all for him wearing it.
And Kerrigan still work here, so he would probably be, you know what I'm saying? He'd probably be cool with it.
Yeah, he can run out with them. Shout out to Queen Sheen. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. The chat is blowing up right now. Appreciate y'all.
What up, Sheen?
We're gonna try to get through all these chats. It's all good. Slayton was a better option. So yeah, we mentioned Slayton. I think Slayton for me is the top option at wide receiver. Chris Godwin, in my opinion, is going to go back to the Bucs. I think that's something that happens.
Yep.
I'm not too crazy about Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs.
I'm cool.
Like like D-Hop, not really either.
Give me the under 30-year-old player with size and speed. Darius Slayton's almost 6'2" and runs a 4.39. Give me that. And give me him finally playing with a quarterback because he actually produced with nothing there at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, not last year, but the year before that, like the couple of years, he had like 700 yards consistently, like 3-4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of those guys that could be a big play threat. Like he got some wiggle once he gets the ball in his hand too, but he's also a pretty good deep threat. DK to Bills or Dallas. So it sounds like Packers, Patriots are like top two. I'm telling you, the Patriots.
Chargers got to be in the mix for
Chargers,
somebody too.
Yeah. Chargers, yeah, because
Chargers and Patriots should be thirsting.
Yeah. Slayton or Hollywood at this point. But yeah, I like Slayton. And the thing that worries me is that the same thing with Diami. It sounds like the wide receiver market. I mean, Tutu just got a 1 year, $10 million
for Tutu Atwell. What?
Diami's probably going to get that, if not more. Because I mean,
which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I am very confident Dyami Brown will not be playing in Washington next year. I think it's like a 95% chance he is elsewhere.
He's out of here.
I think a good spot. I think the Bills would be interested in him. Speaking of, teams that need wide receiver, I think Patriots, obviously. But everyone feels really confident about Myles Garrett right now. Everything I'm getting on my phone right now is that Myles Garrett watch is officially like heating up. But for me, it's Trey Hendrickson. Like I think that's the more likely thing to happen. If there's a trade that's going to happen before free agency, it's not going to be Myles Garrett. I don't think Myles Garrett gets if he does get traded, it would be right before the draft. That's my honest opinion.
I see people saying maybe they hold on to him and wait till the trade deadline. That would be stupid. That would be very stupid of Cleveland.
Yeah, because what if he gets hurt or something? What if he goes out there, pulls a hammy or something like week 3, and then people are like, I don't know. But man.
It's crazy with Diami too. He has no regular season production in 4 years. He had a stretch of good playoff games, and he's about to get paid for no regular season production in 4 years, bro.
Bro, do you know crazy. If we would have lost that Falcons game and not gone to the playoffs, Dyami Brown would have had as much yards and touchdowns as me almost.
Yeah, Dyami Brown's stats would have been real nasty. I'm looking at his career stats right now. 165 yards, no touchdowns. 143, 2 touchdowns. 168, 1 touchdown. 308, 1 touchdown. And then he went crazy in the playoffs. Like, bro, that is some us-ass.
And then he fumbled in the NFC Championship game.
Yep, trying to be USC Reggie Bush and reverse the field. But hey, I hope he get his bread, and I hope he succeeds elsewhere. But I wouldn't exactly call that a successful draft pick.
Yeah, and that's my problem. Everyone's saying, oh, wide receiver 2. He could be the outside guy. He's had 4 years now and a bad wide receiver. Like, our wide receiver room's never been good.
Yep,
he's had 4 years now to say, hey, guys, I am a viable option as a wide receiver 2. Like, I just got to prove it. Like, the playoff thing, great. But can you get a whole season of Dyami doing that? No, I don't think so. That's my biggest thing. I don't think he's worth what he's about to get on the market. Some team's going to be desperate, and they're going to see that playoff run and be like, oh yeah, that catch against the Lions when, they're covering his face. And, I get it. It's nice. It's flashy. You remember it. But if you take away that playoff run, you have a wide receiver 5, like at best. Like the thing is, Rio, I just don't think fans are used to this notion that we can actually upgrade, and that when we upgrade, not everyone's going to be some bust. They're not going to all be Albert Haynesworths or, Josh Normans eventually or anything like that. Or God, remember Richardson? Remember trying to hype up Terrell Pryor?
Yo, Paul Richardson, there was so crazy hype around Paul Richardson, bro. Terrell Pryor and Josh Doxson, people was calling them the Twin Towers with Pryor and Doxson.
Lord, I was about to say something because they definitely were Twin Towers, but it's just not what we wanted. It's
both
just
towers definitely fell.
But I think they were bad, bro. His legs was like Emmanuel Forbes type legs too. Paul Richards, them things was
Oh yeah, he was a stick man. Stick man.
Sick man. Man, every time action happens with another team, Twitter fan bases loses shit and go off on Peters. Hey, I just hope one day Eagles fans think about us or think about women as much as they think about Washington fans.
I see my man Worthy posted something that said the Philadelphia Eagles' favorite scent, and it was like obsession, and it had a Washington.
Oh yeah,
it was
I
like
saw that.
Alone, it said obsession. It had a Commander's logo on it.
Some dude yesterday literally woke up at like 8 a.m. and the first tweet was about Washington. I said, bro, I know damn well you did not wake up fresh out of the bed and your first thought was another
Yeah,
team.
they're obsessed with our quarterback because they know the vibes. Bro.
I forgot they won the Super Bowl, to be honest with you.
They know we got the one. I know because they too busy talking about us than talking about some damn Super Bowl victory. I would not care about anyone else in the NFC.
So Josh T, this is not my burner account. I promise y'all. I don't know who this Josh T is. This is another, this is another one.
Doppelganger.
I do like Josh Palmer. He fits the bill of one of those younger guys. He's like what, 26?
Yeah, he's pretty young.
He's pretty young. Of like guys who could have some upside to him. I think you could get him at a good deal. Let's do this real. Let's bring up my favorite website. God damn, they blow my phone up today, man. Let's see. Shout out to PFF. This is honestly my favorite website for free agent rankings. But going down to Palmer, Josh Palmer. Yeah, he's 25, about to be 26 next year. They're projecting him at a 2-year, $13 million total contract.
Ain't no thing.
Yeah, $6.5 million a year. That's like a cup of coffee at AP, bro. That's we might give you a little bit more than that just because we feel bad for getting you at that price. So I think Joshua Palmer is one of those wide receivers. Like
he's still 25 too. Like, I ain't mad at it. And he over 6 feet tall. We need that.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that can go up and get it. And with the Chargers, obviously, he was like that wide receiver 3 because Ladd McConkey, and they're trying to make Quentin Johnson catch something, but he just can't seem to catch nothing. But I think he's one of those guys that would be interested in coming out here. He could be a good wide receiver 3, maybe 4, and that wouldn't stop you from getting somebody in the draft either.
Nope.
But I know Kime mentioned Slayton as a guy that would fit. And honestly, the sentence, like I love these little recaps that they put down here too, saying that Slayton was a 2024 Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, showing he'd be an asset in any locker room. That is the kind of player that DQ and AP rave about. Like that's the kind of guy they want to bring to the locker room. Now, I think this number is a little bit off. I think Slayton's going to get probably closer to 15 and a half, 16 a year.
Probably.
But then, like I said, you also have to think about the first year is the cheapest. Then it goes up year 2. Then it goes up again year 3. So the first year would probably be somewhere around this though. And like, I would be fine with that. I don't know how you feel about this wide receiver draft class, but I think once again, there's not a lot of wide receivers I like in the free agency. But Slayton is one of those guys that he could be the outside guy, that next option opposite of Terry. And you wouldn't have to really worry about a wide receiver until like day 3. And
and that would be what's best for this team, because we really got to make those first 3 picks count. After 71, bro, we don't pick the 197. So we got to make those first 3 picks count. It would be nice. It would be nice to have wide receiver pretty much filled out, that room filled out for the most part before our first, so we don't have to worry about it in our first 3 picks.
Yeah, that's a big gap here. And I think that's another reason why Washington is so, highly considered a trade back situation at 29. Because if you can trade back to like the low 30s, like 33, 34, and pick up a 4th round pick or, in a 5th round pick or something, whatever they decide to do, and help really, bridge that gap right here. That's a long time. I mean, we're not picking much on day 2. Like we're just chilling. After, the 3rd, we're chilling day 3. Like, all right, guys, I'll see y'all later on in the afternoon on that Saturday. But
bro, that's a big ass gap.
That's a lot. That's a nap time gap right there. My ass gonna be sound asleep. But I mean, I don't think we finish out with 6 draft picks though. I mean, because at some point, and maybe I'm thinking a little too much. At some point, you do have to build that young core.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Jaden Daniels, the Mikey Sainristil, the Jerzon Newton, hopefully, I mean, Ben Sinnott, you know, Luke McCaffrey. Eventually, you have to build that young foundational core. Like, you can trade for the Trey Hendricksons. You can, you know, go get the Debos. But at some point, you got to build that cheap, that's the key thing, cheap, you know, rookie deal foundation of a younger core. And that happens in the draft.
Yep.
So 6 picks to build that core isn't really ideal.
It feels like a certainty that we trade back from 29 to add some pick.
Yeah, and I mean, even if we trade 79 for Trey Hendrickson, if you trade back from the first, you get 2 picks. Say it's like a 3rd and a 5th or whatever, and you're picking at like pick 34, 35, whatever. I still feel good about that because you did get Trey Hendrickson. Obviously, that fills a massive need on the edge. But I just think 6 picks as of right now with this team. 6 picks with Trey Hendrickson, 6 picks without Trey Hendrickson is a major difference because that first pick's going to probably have to be an edge rusher. The closer, like post combine, the more I really like do a deep dive and just break down every single scenario in free agency and look at the draft picks. I'm at about 80%. I don't care if this is 29, 32, 38. This first pick that we select, in my opinion, is going to be an edge rusher if we don't trade for one. Is that kind of where you are, or you're just like, I could be a running back?
I think it depends because we're at such a low spot. We don't know what the hell the board's going to look like. We don't know what it's going to look. It could look a whole bunch of different ways right now. It's not a good read on it right now.
It is. But I feel like there's a couple edge rushers that are kind of slowly going back to that end of the first, early second, like a Nick Scorton, a Donovan Izurike out of Boston College. One of those guys, in my opinion, would be around that range. It's just the edge group is just so deep that I feel like there's going to be some actual really good talent at that first pick. This is one we haven't talked about. Kevin said I wouldn't mind Davante Adams. It sounds like we are all the way out of Davante Adams. He even said he wants to go on the West Coast. Would you even want Tay or no?
Man, I like the talent, but you know, I just feel like he wants to be with his friends and make money. I don't know if he about that winning life, you know? I don't know if that's what he's about. The talent, obviously, you want a 1,000-yard receiver on the roster, but it's not happening with Davante. That's not going to be a thing. This
was the crazy thing to me as well. Tutu was fully guaranteed. That's crazy.
Fully guaranteed. So if Tutu and Diami getting 10, Slayton should easily get 15, 16, 17 million a year because he's actually a productive NFL receiver. Like Slayton has like 3 times the production of them. Like what?
Let me see real quick. There's a lot of people actually freaking out about Christian Kirk. I'm surprised. Like I liked Christian Kirk.
Like I said it would be an easy signing, but why are we worried about Christian?
I mean,
Kirk?
Yeah, I have people freaking out about it.
This fan base makes me. I mean, well, we have to always go back to the fact that these guys wanted Tress Way to not give his number to Jaden Daniels. So bless him.
Yeah. Let me text Jakey back.
What's your read on the running back position and how we address it in the draft?
I have my like select favorites.
How late do you think is the latest? Because I asked the boys on Commanders Kings last night, how would y'all feel if we went through 3 rounds of draft and no running back was taken? Because I'd be hot. It's got to be in the first 3. We don't have a 4th or 5th pick. Like, what are we doing?
And like, in my opinion, like once again, like we're not about to trade for James Cook. We're not about to go get Aaron Jones, and that's the situation. You know, like we had so much interest in Bucky Irving last draft. That's something that came out a little bit.
My God.
And And he ran like a 4.55. So people
ran
like
a nasty 40 and people were tripping.
Yeah, people who ran like a mid 40 that people were tripping out about. Like Damian Martinez ran like a 4.5.
Johnson.
Oh god. Nah, that one you gotta be worried about. That boy,
That's
105.
nasty. Yeah, that boy weighed 90 pounds and ran a 4.55. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that
His tape
shit's-
looks so much faster. What's wrong with his 40 time, man?
I don't know if he was jogging or what. Even the tight end from Texas had a sprained ankle, almost outran him. Like dirty work.
Man. Gunnar Helm went out there hurt. Like don't look too much into his athletic score because he was out there running around with a gimp ankle.
Yeah, he's gonna redeem himself on his pro day.
Mhm.
You think we got Hendrickson? I think we are the front runners, and we are going to be aggressive. I'm telling y'all, everything that I have heard so far is that AP is on people's asses. AP is not fucking around this offseason. Like I said, we've been very connected to Myles Garrett for obvious reasons, but like the interest, it's not just like, oh, I think that would, like, we were on that ass. And then same with Max Crosby. I'm telling you, if that deal would have fell through, that it would have heated up so fast. There was a couple teams looking for Max Crosby's deal to fall through, and it just didn't happen. So
he just feels like a Raiders lifer.
Dude, I tell people this all the time. He's my favorite non-Washington player in a very long time. I'm one of the biggest Max Crosby like stands, bro. Like once I heard that like we were going to be interested in him, I'm like, bro, I will legit. That would be one of the best days of my life. We would have got Max Crosby, but
yeah, that would have been.
It's over. RIP.
But we still in the mix, though. We still in the mix. So
we're not done. We're not done.
Why haven't we released Jonathan Allen yet? Are we still trying to hold out hope someone's going to give us a pick swap or something?
It's like the Christian Kirk thing, you know. There has, like I said, the Cardinals for sure have peeked in a couple times and like looked at them. The Panthers did too. But teams are just like it's a deep D tackle class, really good D tackle class. So teams just aren't comfortable trading for John Allen coming off a torn pectoral muscle and having to pay him what the agent is, looking for. And what happens is like the agent goes to the teams first and says, what kind of deal would you give John Allen? If they like it, they say, okay. And they report back to AP and say, okay, this team said they would give him this deal, all clear. You can talk to them. If it works out, cool. If not, like, let us know. And they just get like a rapport of every team that would give John Allen the deal he wants. And then, like I said, AP does his job and says, okay, what would that trade comp look like? And if he shuts it down, then he shuts it down. There's not really much you can do with it. And then after that, teams are pretty much just like, okay, we're going to wait it out if he gets released. There's a lot of teams that would definitely be interested in John Allen if he gets released because I think he's a good player. Like
he's a solid football player.
You're getting a veteran player at the end, the end cycle of his career. You're going to get him on a good deal. You're not trading for him at that point. So I think that's what it came down to. No team was really ready to pull the trigger yet. Kind of like how we said with Trey Hendrickson. The deal you have to give to the player, it's like a scale. You have your draft capital here. You have your salary cap here. If the salary cap is more, the draft capital kind of goes up some and lessens where, you're not having to give up as much. So it came down to that. You can't, if you can't balance it out, there's no win. You just have to wait till he gets released. And I think he's definitely released before Monday. Like, I think he gets released today.
Gotta be.
Yeah. It's come down to that. In the last 24 hours, that smoke has picked up drastically.
We holding out for the late round pick swap so we can move up from 207 to like higher in the 6th round.
Honestly, that's the new thing. And I would be fine with that. I just don't know if a team's willing to do that, which is crazy because John Allen, like, you really think he's that bad where you can't get a 7th for him? You're just going to release him?
Hey, man, Rondo got the timeline fired up. People are texting me like, yo, Rio, what Rondo talking about?
4 people text me asking what Rondo
got people like, Rio.
I'm about to tell Rondo to just pop up in here.
Yeah,
we got a super chat. Tony P56, appreciate it. Go for Miles first. Don't want Eagles to get him late. So that's the one thing that really bothered me about the combine. There was only one team that was getting true smoke with Myles Garrett. for it being such a busy week with a lot of people talking, Debo was getting heated up. You know, John Allen. There's a couple different scenarios of like teams trading and players released. Myles Garrett wasn't talked about during the combine.
Nope.
He was at the Super Bowl because he was doing his little rounds and stuff.
Other than the agent telling them we don't want your money, like you don't need to dangle an extension at us. We don't want to be here anymore, fam.
But the only thing that was really talked about, I think it was Diana Rossini said it like on her show, that the Myles Garrett and Philadelphia Eagles smoke is real. Mm-hmm. It is real in that if Washington genuinely tried to get Myles Garrett, that Howie would be Howie and he would sweep in and try to steal Myles Garrett away.
I believe Phil Yates or someone said that shit too. Someone on ESPN's draft coverage said that shit too. And I was like, wow, that's a very specific thing to put out in the air. That's either reading the timeline and projecting or someone's hearing something.
So there's two things with the Eagles. They just paid Saquon big. They just paid Zach Bond big. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't sound like they're fine losing Milton and Sweat. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they would have money for him. And once again,
Howie always has money available.
Howie gonna find a way. How gonna restructure Jalen Hurts? Like he's gonna be like, my bad, bro, but this is more important. So like I think there is a possibility for it, man. I hate to say that, but I think there is a possibility. But at the same time, don't let the Eagles, decide what you're going to do. And I know it's kind of hard to say considering like what happened in the NFC, championship game, but don't let the Eagles.
If you want to play, get them because you want them, not because the Eagles are going to get them.
You have to remember, this is AP, the guy who traded with the Eagles in the draft. If you really think that comment about them getting Myles Garrett is going to make him overpay for Myles Garrett or go after Myles Garrett before Trey Hendrickson, that's not AP. I'm telling you, AP is highly regarded for a reason. That boy, I'm telling you, he can work some magic, and he's definitely not done. Kenny said, nobody freaking out, Josh. We don't care. He was never a free agent. I'm telling you, people in my mentions right now are like, how did we not offer something for Christian Kirk? This fan base will turn you into an alky quick.
Hey, man, beware of the fake pages, the NFL version of NBA Centel, because people with these fake pages are going to be putting out trade. Like I just seen someone put out something that said, breaking, the Cleveland Browns have traded Myles Garrett to the Commanders for a 2025 first-round pick, a 2026 second-round pick, and late-round swap. Like, that's bullshit. Like, guys, be careful. Everybody that tweets does not know what they're talking about,
That and like the NFL rumor pages and stuff.
Stadium and all these ML football, and it's all bullshit. They literally just feed off of what fans tweet and what reporters report. And they put them together. They make a hodgepodge of word soup and use the right buzzwords and put per sources in there. And then boom, there we go. I want something spicy to happen though. Like we need something big. We need a defensive player that requires game planning against. We got to leave with something, Josh. We got to leave this offseason with something special.
Oh, bro, I don't doubt it. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't doubt it at all. Can we get a hint on what Rondo's talking about? Nah, I'm not gonna do my boy like that. Texans were trying to get Debo. So yeah, it was Broncos called him early. They called him the same day we did, or the night of the Super Bowl. And then Texans came in late. Steelers apparently were trying to as well, but we were always the top option. It was between us and the Texans because obviously Texas, we got no Texas down here.
I don't know why I'd be thinking about the Broncos, but I think Travion Henderson in Denver would be a crazy fit. That would be a fire fit,
bro. Or the Chargers. Mm-hmm. Back with Harbaugh. Ooh. Or like with his running style. Mm-hmm. I think Henderson, oh man. But I think he would be best here.
Yeah, I'm about to say ultimately he's going to be here. I'm just talking other fits too. Oh no, we're drafting.
No, he's ours. Yeah,
we're drafting him either in our trade back or whatever. We're getting him. Trayvon Henderson about to be our running back. Him or Judkins, because Hampton going early.
Yeah, if I had to pick a running back, it's so funny. People keep saying that Quinshon Judkins is pretty much just B-Rob.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
Not.
Oh my God! I'm gonna be nice to our fan base.
Now we never gonna start bullying. Remember,
our fans be saying anything. There's nothing B-Rob about any of the top backs. Like we're talking about a 4-6 running back who didn't produce in college, comparing them to first, second round grade running back. What are we talking about?
Yeah, B-Rob was there for like 5 years and he only played his last season. Like, trust me, I'm a diehard Alabama fan. Like, he was good.
What are we talking about?
But he never had that like home run speed. I'm not saying Judkins has like the long speed. Like, he's not going to run like a 90-yarder, and that's fine. But he showed a lot of people at the combine. He's fast. I was not expecting his 40 time.
We be out here throwing B-Rob out here against elite running back prospect. What are we talking about?
Like, we don't need Omarion Hampton. We already got B-Rob.
Judkins and Hampton ran as fast as Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, that's all you need.
They're both faster than Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb dominated in this league before injuries.
That's what I'm saying. If you a dog, you a dog. I don't care how fast you run. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, man.
Same with Damian Martinez. People are like, oh, he's not that fast. But what he does, he had the highest rate of like hit behind the line of scrimmage in college football. But he was also like right behind Ashton Jeanty with like yards after contact behind the line of scrimmage. Like, it's insane how good. Like, I love Damian Martinez so much. Like, if we were to get one in the third round, that's who I would want. That dude's like Le'Veon Bell behind the line of scrimmage. Like, his cuts and everything are nasty.
So good. Yeah.
I'm a big Martinez fan. Kirk would have been solid for a 7th, but not crying over that. Still some guys left.
Yeah.
Yep. Love Lou, but he's wrong on Martinez. Yeah. Bunch of Commander sources saying a big trade about to happen. People just get hyped up. I don't think it's gonna happen right this second.
Ain't nothing happening right now, man.
Y'all would see me fucking look like I didn't see titties for the first time again. I'd be cheesing ear to ear if something's about to happen right now, Rio. Hendrickson for 79 and turned 29 into 3 picks. That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of AP like recipe that he would do. And what I love that came out was that really San Francisco and Lynch wanted a 4th round pick for Debo. And he said, no, we're just going to give you a 5th.
Kind of like how Roseman tried to game him last year. He was like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Nah. Yeah. That was on the Commander's log, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or like when they were showing like the draft room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They need to do some more of those Commander's logs.
Oh no, they come in this offseason. They definitely come in this offseason. Did you watch the story of Jaden video or the season of Jaden video the team dropped?
Oh yeah. The season.
The season. Oh man, I love this team, bro. It feels good. Like, fans are so used to being ass coming into the offseason, they don't realize we're a good team coming into this offseason now, and the movement is gonna be a little bit different. Like, we're used to coming in and needing everything and questioning whether our coach and GM were the right picks. And if we have an answer at quarterback, this is a different story now.
Bro, this is complete. Like, this is something I've never felt in my entire existence being a Washington fan. Like, this level of stability, and then ups, like, still so much upside. Like, it's crazy because this was essentially a 3-year. I know they said it's not a rebuild. This was a fucking rebuild, Rio. This was a 3-year to like be considered serious contenders, and we did it in 1.
I know.
And now it's blowing up.
That's crazy, man. It's a beautiful time to be here. That's why everybody with your fan-made mock off seasons, throw them shits in the trash, bro. AP gonna do what AP do. We got a roster to fill, and we got to get back to winning in 2025, man. I promise you, we would be in seats in organizations if we could build a football team, man. Let the guys cook, man. I'm pretty sure our fans would have scoffed at the idea of a Zach Bond in free agency last year. And look what the Eagles turned this journeyman special teams as linebacker into in one season. He's now like the highest paid backer in the league and the best middle linebacker in the league. Let them boys cook, man. Every name don't got to be a fan notarized top of the PFF board name, man.
That's what we did last free agency. And everyone's like, Frankie Louvu, who is that?
Loved the Louvu sign.
Or like, oh, Ertz is going to be washed. Eckler's going to be washed. Or like Jeremy Chin. Oh, he was so banged up and hurt with the Panthers. Like, what? Shout out to Paul for the super chat. Shout out to y'all for being ball knowers and making sure you get the right info without the BS. Y'all is fire. I'm just saying, I know me and Rio talk a lot. We can be goofy, but one thing I can speak for me and Rio, we're not going to just be on here spitting out some random bullshit and like making stuff up. That's why I like doing content with Rio. One, he's as passionate about this as I am. And two, I know Rio's as real as it gets.
We're obsessed with this shit, man. Like this shit, like, you know, like even if they sign or draft players that we don't particularly love, we're not gonna act like we know more than the people that work for the organization. You know what I'm saying? Like I can say I think the team should do this and the team should do that. I'm not going to sit here and say Adam Peters is not good at his job. Like they be out here calling for Adam Peters like he didn't turn us into a contender immediately. Like what are y'all talking about? It's the people that be calling in the radio stations and shit. Like shut up. Casual ball watchers.
And my thing is too, if you go to sports radio or they just yell the whole time and they want you to tune in because of some crazy shit they said, if that's where you get your like daily facts and like opinion from,
God bless.
I'm genuinely concerned.
God
yes.
bless.
Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't entertain a conversation with you for that long. Nothing against it, but it's just, that's just not my type. You know, I'm not gonna come up in here yelling at people. And so Joey Bosa is officially released. That's on today's NFL transaction wire, making him free to sign elsewhere immediately.
That's gonna be a hard no for me.
Yeah, that's one that people have asked me about and saying like, "Oh, would you even do it?" Like I said yesterday, when he's healthy, he's a good player, but he hasn't been healthy for.
When the last time he was healthy, bro? I felt like he ain't been healthy in 4 years.
Like 3 years ago, he played 14 games last year, but before that, it was like 5 and like 4. And like, it just hasn't been good. Like, I think he plays with his brother anyways. And, you know, I think they sign him for a cheap deal, whatever. But I don't see us being in on the Bosa, you know, signing, especially with this being aggressive with Myles Garrett, being aggressive with Trey Hendrickson. I mean, Bosa could be like a last resort, but
Bosa is 29. He feels 37 to me because of his injury history.
Yeah, his legs say 27.
Go play with your brother, man.
JLG mentioned a good point. I don't think Khalil will leave LA to come to DC. So the last, 48 hours, it seems like they are trying to bring Khalil Mack back, which understandably because Bosa's gone. Poona Ford's probably going to be gone. He's a free agent. Tyler Tart's a free agent on their defensive line. Like they are about to just have Khalil Mack and who's the dude they got from USC? The other edge rusher
from USC.
Yeah, Tulapolu or something like that.
Tulopu or something.
He rotated in last year and he was actually really good. But like they have to bring somebody back. So Khalil Mack has been on my list of like players that I would love to sign. But it sounds like, especially after the whole Bosa thing, that it's not gonna really be a possibility. There's still a few people saying like, oh, Washington could be a spot, but it doesn't sound like it.
I don't see it. Hey, we forgot to talk about some big news. We signed our first impending free agent today, our kicker. We brought back Zane Gonzalez for a year. What you know about it, man? We got our kicker back.
I will say, I did my video yesterday talking about players we got to bring back, and I said Zane would be brought back because you do have to have a kicker on roster. I forgot who it was last year went without a kicker until like preseason. That's not what we're about to do.
OCD's finest, Zane Gonzalez is back. Hopefully we draft or undrafted free agent a kicker. We need a young guy to grow with and work with because I don't want to do what we did last year ever again.
Oh, we've already met with like the top 3 kickers in the draft. Not saying we're going to draft one, but I would say you at least definitely sign one afterwards. And you know,
oh man, this waiting game is fun because this is now like this is our first off season coming off being a legit contender. We don't know what this feels like. We don't know what this feels like, John. This is such an unfamiliar feeling. We are coming off of being a contender 60 minutes from the Super Bowl, and we're trying to continue being nice. Like, this is different, man. This offseason means something to me, man. It means something. They said Rio don't even like kickers, and he bring it up. I hate him. I hate specialists, bro. I hate specialists. I wish we could do away with them.
So here's the real question. Are we re-signing Tress Way as old as he is?
Yeah, because he's off the strength. He's a lifer. He's a lifer, man. He got to hang him up here.
I think you signed him to like a 1-year deal and just let. I mean, there was 2 games where he didn't even punt last season. Like,
yeah, I think you sit him down when you sign him and say, Tress, brother, we want to keep you in this building for all time, eternity. Next year, why don't you join the guys on Command Center? Join the guy. We'll give you your own set. Well, he already got his own segment.
I'm about to say, give him his own little show.
Hey, you know?
Yeah, I think he would be one of those guys that just hang around the team for a while.
Yeah, we want you here forever, but we only play another year. Like, we don't need to do this anymore after this year.
Let me see.
I said this on the stream last night when we were talking about Debo punching a long snapper. I said sometimes you gotta hit a specialist. Sometimes you gotta punch a specialist in the face, bro. That if there's anyone on the team, you gotta put hands on a specialist, man. I stand by that.
I wasn't mad at Debo.
I get it. He ain't hit a real football player. He hit a specialist, man.
Yeah. Peters also drafted. Hey, my boy Ben about to be a beast next year. Stop it. Stop the cap. We need trench players big time. We just spit on a weapon. Time for the other side of the ball. So that's another thing too. Like with the whole DK, man, everyone's like, "Oh, we have to trade for DK." Do you realize we would have 3 really big name wide receivers that all need big deals?
Yep, from the same draft class.
Yeah, like DK wouldn't have to have a new deal. Debo's got 1 year, like he's only playing this year. Terry probably gets extended if it's not before free agency or during free agency. It's going to be in the summer, which that'll free up some money as well. But like, and it sounds like for DK, they said a first and a third. There's no way in hell they're doing a first and a third. I think the Packers trade like a third and Dontavian Wicks or Romeo Doubs for him, but
because they want a receiver in exchange, right?
Yeah, that's what the vibes were. That's the only reason it was brought up, mainly because the Packers offered that kind of deal. I don't know what wide receiver it was, but you're not going to trade all this draft capital for 2 wide receivers, and then, like I said, all 3 of your top wide receivers have to get paid a drastic amount of money. And like I said, I know we got money, but right now at $64 million, that's not considering your draft class, which probably brings it down to about $58 million. You'd be in Cincinnati Bengals territory after paying that much. Like, I get it, DK is good, but like if you're gonna do that, go draft Jaden Higgins. Like, if you are like that desperate for another outside wide receiver, like I don't think Washington is in the DK at all. Like sweepstakes.
Yeah, I think after the Debo trade, like I would love to have DK. I just think trading back to back for receivers, that's a little overkill.
Yeah. I mean, and I agree. Terry, Debo, McCaffrey is not enough. I don't think we're done with the wide receiver room. Out of all of our free agent wide receivers, who do you think we bring back? That's a conversation I've been having with people. Because let me pull up the list.
I don't even equate McCaffrey into conversation when I talk about adding receiver. He got to show me first.
Yeah,
he got to show me first.
You got to be able to. You got to produce.
That's wide receiver 6 until I see.
I mean, he's pretty much in KJ Osborne territory.
KJ Osborne is not a real person.
No, he is.
KJ Osborne is not a real.
He
person.
signed up for the class in college, but he just never showed up. He dropped out. So Crowder, OZ, Dyami Brown, Noah Brown.
Just look at that room, man. Y'all are mad that we got like Debo can play football, and then we're gonna add someone else. The room already significantly better, and we're not even done filling it yet.
Yeah, I mean the fact that we had just Terry and Luke under contract was scary itself. If I'm picking 2, this might be a hot take, but out of this entire wide receiver room, I think Olamide Zaccheaus is the one that you must bring back. Is that a hot take or
kind of?
I'm signing Olamide Zaccheaus before I'm signing Dyami Brown.
That's not a hot take. Dyami's out of here, and Dyami's going to cost more than he should. Being like Olamide Zaccheaus is a more productive receiver than Dyami Brown. People aren't going to want to hear that, but it's the truth. Look up the numbers.
Yeah, no, Olamide actually produced really well under Cliff. Like I was
significantly more than Dyami.
I was surprised at what he was able to do in Cliff's offense. Everybody is money dependent. Bosa for 15 a year. No way Bosa would achieve prove a deal for sure. Yeah, I don't think Bosa would get 15 a year. That would be crazy.
Bosa hasn't had a good season in like a half a decade.
Even when he played 14 games last year, he only had 5 sacks or something.
And it wasn't even just to say his impact was just completely
he didn't play as many snaps as he should be at with his caliber. He was rotating in a lot. I think they will draft a wide receiver. That's what, man, Kyle Williams is my guy, but we don't have a 5th round pick anymore. So maybe if they get a 5th or if they get a 4th in a trade backs or trade somebody like John Allen, which would be a fucking miracle. I don't see it at this point. But man, once again, your draft capital. So that's what I'm saying. If you get Trey Hendrickson for 79, that's out. You have 29, 61, 207, 238, 250. You're trading back, probably acquiring a 4th and a 5th, or if you go back farther, a 3rd and a 5th or whatever. Is that enough draft picks to say, okay, we can still get a wide receiver? I mean, corner depth is really bad.
Hey man,
St. Juice is going to be gone. And
the draft
Davis.
don't end. The draft don't end if we make moves, man. And I think our first signing of the free agency period is going to be a corner.
That's something I really was going to ask you about. I think that should be the top if you're going to be aggressive for somebody.
Mooney Ward me.
I hope so. I'm not feeling good about it right now because apparently that's Dallas's top option in free agency, and he wants to go
home. Yeah, he wants to go home to Texas, right?
So I'm worried about that one. But if you can get me Mooney Ward, I am doing a backflip on the stream.
Yeah,
and I'm breaking my neck, because I think that fills a major hole going into the draft. But once again, if you don't get him or DJ Reed, which I like DJ Reed, I just don't know how I feel about having 2 short corners.
Yeah, I don't want another short corner. I need a Dan Quinn body. Carlton Davis, talk to me.
I was going to say, these 2 are my sleepers. Byron Murphy, I was surprised that they didn't tag him, the Vikings.
He hooped for them last year.
Yeah, he was nice last year, and that's what really surprised me. He's only 27 years old. He's going to get a good sized contract. But it sounds like he's not coming back. Like he's got a strong market, and he should. But same with Carlton Davis. They're both 27, 28 years old. I think Carlton Davis is one of those guys, played with Tampa Bay, and then he went to the Lions and played even better with the Lions. I think he's a guy and DQ and Coach Witt's scheme that a lot of people are kind of overlooking. So if you miss on Ward or if you miss on DJ Reed and they don't want to go that route, 3-year, $42 million total for Carlton Davis. It's $10 million total cheaper than Byron Murphy. I would probably rather have Byron Murphy. That's still a very reasonable deal. And then once again, you're probably just taking corner depth in the draft.
Mm-hmm. You know what we need that no one talks about? A center fielder free safety, like an actual coverage free safety. You know my name? Andre Cisco. That's my name that I don't feel like it's gonna be expensive, young, and he can do everything that I just named.
He just got released, didn't he?
I think he's gonna be an unrestricted free agent. Did he get released? I thought he was just gonna be a UFA. I thought his rookie contract was just up, right?
They released somebody else, the Jaguars. There was another safety. I can't. Jenkins.
Andre. I like.
Yeah, Cisco. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He
somebody back there got to be able to cover, man.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this is a guy that's been linked to us a lot too. What do you think about Hufanga once he gets out there in the market?
How bad were those injuries?
I mean, he didn't play much last year, and he didn't play a lot the year before.
That injury was nasty, if I remember correctly.
We're gonna find out. I just know he plays a lot of free safety, and when he's healthy, he's really freaking good. This was last season. Yeah, I don't know how bad the injury was, but he only played 308 snaps last year, so I mean it could have been but so good, but 2022, my boy was hooping. But even if you go to snap counts, like I said, he lines primarily in free safety. Of course, I hate when they do this. Snaps by position. Yeah, last year, 200 snaps at free safety, 85 in the box, 16 at slot corner. The year before that, 343 at free safety, 69 in the slot. So he was
there free safety. It just it was a leg injury. What was it?
Let me see.
Because I remember him having a nasty ass injury. And if he's healthy, that's obviously that makes sense. And that would not mean not having Quan Martin and Jeremy Chinn. It would just free up Chinn to be used like that chess piece all over the defense and closer to the line of scrimmage to help our run defense while we got a free safety and Quan can move over to strong sometimes.
So, yeah, no, I agree with that wholeheartedly. That's been my thing too. I don't think if you still keep Chinn, I don't think that takes you out of the Hufanga sweepstakes. So what they said is, this is back October 26th. Kyle Shanahan said it's not a sure thing. Hufanga will return from a wrist injury in 2024. Hufanga played through knee and ankle injuries earlier in the regular season before suffering a ligament damage in his right wrist in Week 5 against the Cardinals. He was placed on the IR October 9th. So the knee and the ankle injuries wasn't bad. He was playing through it. But the ligament damage that he got in his right wrist is what shut him down for the rest of the season. I mean, it was in October, so he went on IR, and then from there on, he didn't come back. So he was playing through some injuries. I mean, it's like Christian Kirk. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's too injury prone." I mean, it was his collarbone. I don't give a fuck about his collarbone.
That bitch heals. Yeah, it's not like ligaments or lower body. All right.
I like it. Gosh, Janky Rondo got everyone going crazy right now. He blew my shit up.
Hey, better be something to come with that, man. I'm gonna hate to see what his inbox look like if there's nothing that comes of it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, like these fake accounts are stupid. Someone just said the Washington Commanders are trading for Emmanuel Forbes.
Stupid shit. I seen somebody report the Garrett trade as well. It's all you got to be careful on them Twitter streets right now, man.
And there's a lot of different accounts, man, that just they like see something and they say, "Oh, I think Washington's about to make a trade."
Yep.
Like these big accounts.
I mean, we live in the age of misinformation, and anything that's put online, people will believe it nowadays. And we're in the age of reading the headline and not the article. So, I mean, that's what people do.
It bothers me when these like big accounts, like even this one guy, I'm not going to name drop, but he like when the salary cap was raised, he was like, "Oh, the Washington Commanders have $120 million in cap now." I'm like,
no, they don't.
that was never. And then, I mean, you have all these followers and then people are running with it. Like, oh my God, you like, we do. I can't wait. Like,
all you got to do now to make people believe you is put that shit on a graphic with big white letters on it. at the bottom of it, and people will be like, "Oh my God, this is real." You can make up that anyone said anything if you put their picture on it and put a quote on the bottom of a picture. Like, it's crazy, man.
That's the one thing, and that's what I hate about this so much, and that's one thing I learned majorly with the whole Debo thing. If you say anything, people will be like, "You are fucking stupid, you piece of shit. Who are you? Like, you don't know nothing."
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of these bigger accounts.
Yeah, they fuck it up for everybody's aggregate ass engagement farming, clip farming ass accounts, man. God bless them now.
God bless them. It ain't gonna be me. Same thing. Tony with the super chat said fans plus bad football for 20 years equals not equivalent to talent. Yeah, we do have a lot of PTSD as fans, and I don't know how long it takes for that to go away. You know, and I think that, like, we've seen fans not be able to let go of the old name. I get it. But the mindset of that, just every single player, like, that you trade for, like, just won't be good when he comes here, and all this, like, oh, why would we waste draft capital on a player like Myles Garrett or Trey Hendrickson or whatever? Like,
you know, if you don't know a guy's Madden rating off the top of your head, he's trash.
Yeah. There's a lot of people even tell me, like, bro, I don't even know who Trey Hendrickson is. I'm like,
that's
okay.
Crazy. That's crazy to me. We're talking about a runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year in like multiple years. We're talking about like a league leader or top 2 in sacks 2 years in a row. Yeah. So over the last 5 years, he's averaging like 14, 15 sacks a year. Like, what are we talking about?
I had someone say, is he good? I said, yeah, pretty damn good. I ain't gonna lie. They said someone else said the Bengals defense was worse than ours. I don't want them. I said, that's insane, bro.
These are the radio station call. These are the people who get up at 7 a.m. to call the junkies and to spread their football wisdom with them, and they called 980 and shit like that.
I'm just saying, they're not called the treasures. They're called the junkies for a reason, man.
God bless, man.
And another thing I told people too, like, we was never gonna get T. Higgins. We was never gonna get Trey Smith. I had somebody ask me about Javon Holland. And that's one I haven't thought about. But he's about to get like 20 mil a year too. He's about to get a lot. I know, like, we were talking about safeties and, you know, the safety market. I don't think Javon Holland's a guy, even though he's 25 years old. I don't think that's a guy that we're going to be in the market for.
What are we waiting for with Chin?
I think Chin is one of those guys that might actually test the market. And what really surprised me is when I looked at this, and I will say PFF is pretty damn good at these projected contracts. Like, over the last few years of being, like, paying attention to it, I'm like, okay, they're pretty spot on about this.
Trevon Merrick is an unrestricted free. His rookie contracts. I loved him coming out of DCU.
I think he would be a really good fit for, you know, a Dan Quinn team, in my opinion.
That's a free ass safety right there, man.
Yeah. Has 5 interceptions and 18 passes defensed over the past 2 seasons, but he has also shown considerable growth when coming forward to make plays, with 3 sacks and 5 quarterback hits over the span. Since 2023, Morg is a top 15 safety in interceptions, forced completion rate, tackles for a loss or no gain, and defensive stops.
Yeah, I like him.
He's young too. I think that's definitely good. Him and Hufanga are like the 2 guys I'm really looking at.
Chin.
Oh, with Chin, he's projected a 3-year deal, about 22.5 mil.
That ain't nothing. That's easy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
why ain't that done yet?
That's what I'm saying. I really think the thing with him is he came here on a 1-year prove-it deal, and I think people are just being so harsh about Chin because of that one play against Saquon Barkley in the NFC Championship game where the edge missed him, Louisville missed him, Bobby Wagner tripped over himself. If you watch the play, Saquon was mid-spin move. And
there was 4 commanders in there.
Yeah, Chin just got off his block, turned his hips, got upfield, and literally is trying to tackle Saquon mid-spin move, which no one in the world can tackle. And fans like, I don't know, man. We need a better safety. Chin was not bad last season.
He was good. He was very good last season. He was one of our best. He was one of our 3 best defensive players last year.
Yeah, I don't let people try to convince you. that he wasn't good, because I really do think.
1 second, I'll be right back.
You go ahead. I truly do think that Jeremy Chinn could come back, but I think he's going to be one of those players that tests the market and see what kind of deal he gets. So I know a lot of fans want to go get, Nick Amon-Mori in the draft, or they want us to go re-sign another safety, but I think Chinn is one of those guys that are like top 3 priority of guys they want to bring back. I know we weren't the sexiest team, but Chinn 117 tackles. Holy shit. I mean, Chinn, they have him, you said 6.1 mil. They're projecting him at 7.5. But Bradley made a good point. Yeah, he's definitely going to test the market. I made him an offer in Madden, and he still refused. So that tells you. Yeah, Bleacher Report just posted we're one of the teams trying to acquire Hendrickson per Jordan Schultz. Yep. Definitely trying to. Shout out to Veritex. Guys, I apologize about the chat. I'm trying to get through the chat. We have a ton going on right now. But yeah, smash that like button. Definitely.
Yes,
appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button as well. And Rio, I don't know, if you whenever you need to go, let me know.
Oh no, we're Gucci. I ain't got nothing to do today, bro.
I'm not doing shit. Today was a rest day from the gym.
We are cooling, bro. I got my little workout this morning too, man.
Hey, I got my water. Hey, shout out to the moms. Got this for Christmas. Staying hydrated while repping. Let's see. I'm gonna get better on this chat today, y'all, because I just be rambling. Chinn is okay, but I'd rather have a difference maker. Our safeties are meh. So Quan Martin, you mentioned this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Quan Martin, especially at Illinois, he played all over the place. He was in the slot. He played corner. He was a box safety. He was a free safety. Like he was one of their big pieces on a really good defense. By the way, that Illinois defense was legit.
Yep.
And even like his rookie season with us, he played in the slot a little bit. If you remember, like we tried him out there a little bit. He wasn't terrible. We just didn't really have anything to go there, so we kind of just stuck him there. But I like Quan Martin, but I think Percy Butler's for sure gone. He's not a free agent, but I don't see him coming back. And same with Derek Force. He was inactive a ton last year. I would be shocked if either of those two come back. Is that a hot take?
Not a hot take at all.
So I feel like you got to build depth.
Mm-hmm.
And, we ran cover 3 a lot where you got 3 safeties dropping. I saw a little bit too much Percy Butler than what I felt comfortable with.
Way too much.
If you want to talk about missed tackles, I can show you some missed tackles.
And bad angles.
Yeah, and bad angles. And just not having the speed. So like I said, you bring back Jeremy Chinn, you have Quan Martin, but you have nothing else. You could take a safety later on in the draft, whatever, but I still think you're in the market for a Hufanga or Morgan. Then, like I said, Quan Martin might be that depth guy, or he could move around,
with it,
depending what they want to do. But are they going to make some giant big splash and go after Javon Holland? I don't see it. I don't see it. Do I like Cam Bynum? Yes, but once again, I think he's just going to be a little too hot. Apparently, the Vikings definitely wanted to bring him back. He's a cool ass dude, though. He's super chill. I think he'd be a good option, but I don't see it happening. If he's not going back to the Vikings, he's going to go to like the Bills or someone that have a big time need at safety, or the Dolphins or something like that.
I keep seeing people say A-Rod to the Giants. Are the Giants acquiring Aaron Rodgers?
Apparently, it's an option. That's the route they want to go. And we get Trey Hendrickson. I pray for him.
Rance Rodgers. Hey, shout out to Rance Rodgers, man.
Can we draft Revel? Yeah. If we do, I think he's gonna. Man, Revel's one of those weird ones because I just don't know. Apparently, his medicals are looking pretty good. I don't know if I would take him at 29 though. It depends what we do in free agency. Like I said, if we don't get that home run corner, then I feel like you're taking a corner maybe a little higher than expected, whether it's the first or second round of the draft. But I do like Siobhan Rubber. That dude had elite tape before he got hurt. That broke my heart seeing him.
I would prefer our pick to not have injuries attached to him, but
yeah,
I ain't mad at it.
Morrison too. We need a coverage safety. So yeah, I think we're definitely not out of the market of, like I said, adding another coverage safety. We played a good bit of like cover 1-2 with, like Quan Martin up top. I think Quan Martin's fast enough to be like that single high safety. I don't think we're just like tied down to getting a guy that can be a sideline guy. Because I don't really think there's one of those here. If you want a sideline safety guy, like even Nick Almanwari is not a sideline like a center fielder type safety. He's literally built exactly like Jeremy Chinn. Radar said the funniest shit last year was Default dad going on a tangent on how his son wasn't playing.
Oh my God.
And then he played and he ain't do shit. It was crickets.
Came out was ass.
It was bad. I'm not gonna say that. We need to focus on some tackles because Wiley ain't DBs. So that's something we haven't even talked about this whole thing. Like this whole time is offensive line.
Nope.
I know what AP said at the combine, but I don't know if I want to believe him. He said he likes Coleman at tackle. I'm not saying Coleman was bad at tackle, but I'm saying if you can upgrade the position, you have to, right?
I do believe that AP and them, and some of it's got to do with when you draft a guy, you're going to have undying confidence in him. I think they're so much higher at him at our left tackle than we are as fans.
Yeah, I think I'm higher than a lot of fans at left tackle, and I would still move him to guard if you can upgrade it. If you can get Josh Connolly Jr., if you can get an Ariante Ursary, hell, even move him to right tackle. Like that's my thing. He said he liked him at tackle. He didn't say what side.
Yep, he did. He said he liked him.
He just said I like him at tackle. But if you can, and like once again, I hate to burst people's bubbles, but like Ronnie Stanley, he's not leaving Baltimore. If you want one in free agency, you're probably getting Cam Robinson, Morgan Moses, Jedrick Wills.
Your best bet is a guard in free agency.
Yeah, but even then, like that's why the Bears traded for 2, because good offensive linemen don't just hit the market. Alaric Jackson, even a guy who had like one breakout season last year, got paid like long term. Like he didn't really do too much before that. He was like, an undrafted guy and then balled out last year, protected Matt Stafford's blindside, got paid a lot of money.
Bag.
Good offensive linemen don't just hit the market. I don't think Cosmi comes back before like November or December. People swear he's going to start like the season though. Fans, not like insiders or media. Fans swear that Cosmi's going to start the season.
I think it's possible. I don't think we need to rush him back. If that fits the timetable of his recovery, sure. I'm not necessarily. That's a big boy nursing that injury, and he got hurt late.
Yeah,
so
that's the one thing. I don't like big dudes tearing the race. It ain't like AP when he tore his ACL.
That's a late January 320-pound man tearing ligaments in his knee. Give him all the time he needs.
I will say Tyler Owens is fast as shit. I know he's big, but that boy's fast. If I'm putting anybody back there to go sideline to sideline, it probably is Tyler Owens.
Oh yeah, he's a big video game character, big creative.
That dude, he had like the highest relative athletic score for a safety ever. Yeah, put him back there.
Hey, speaking of relative athletic score, Jeremy Chinn had a 10 out of 10 back in the day. Jeremy Chinn had a 10 relative athletic score coming out.
That's what I'm saying. Him and Almanwari literally were like, it's like a mirror.
Yeah, it's like the same RAS score.
Same size, same everything, same weight. Second round too early for running back, never. What is too much for a running back is James Cook putting a little eye emoji thinking he about to get paid like Saquon. Yeah, that boy's smoking great crack up in Buffalo.
Yeah, he on the dust.
It ain't snow up there. It's that booger sugar.
He listening to too much Griselda. That's why he's thinking about that. But yeah, now Saquon's he's the only person getting that type of money at that position.
Nathan Cashwell, appreciate the super chat, said, what about DK and Hendrickson? I think DK is all the way out. Like I'm telling you, I would that would be to me the biggest shock ever if we traded for DK. Like, I am so sure that we're not going.
It'd be lit though.
It would be lit. If it was like a fourth or something stupid, I'd be like, hell yeah, like a fourth next year. Do
Be
it.
uniting the 2019 receiver class Avengers.
Yeah, I saw you post that the 2019 Avengers. That was a great class.
That class is crazy.
Great.
That's one of them classes right there.
I feel like there's another wide receiver.
Oh, there's a bunch of people in that class. Slayton was in that class. There's a whole bunch of people in that class. AJ Brown was in that class.
Oh, yeah, Brown, yeah.
Everybody was in that class.
All the Avengers. That Megatron looking.
Was that N'Keal Harry's class? Even though he didn't turn out to be good, but like there's a lot of names.
He was like the first. He was like pick 19 or something.
There's a lot of pick. There's a lot of receivers in the 20.
That was a crazy class. But Hendrickson, in my opinion, is the most. If Washington makes a big trade before free agency, it would be Trey Hendrickson.
Before free agency sounds like too soon of a time. That means in the next Monday. 2 days. That means in the next. I don't know if we're making another trade in the next 2. It would be fun. And right now feels like the NFL. I said on my stream, it's like Roger Goodell told everybody, go nuts. Go nuts. LeBron and Luka making too much noise in the NBA right now. I need y'all to just go nuts before free agency start because everybody's doing something right now.
So Justina Anderson said, speaking of DK, a team wanted – I'm told there's a team willing to give at least a third-round pick for DK Metcalf. Follow-up, same league source told me right now the Seahawks want too much for DK Metcalf in their opinion, and teams are going to circle back.
They're gonna come to their senses. They're gonna come to their senses to get their draft comp.
I saw someone say like a first and a third. I'm like, y'all are
insane. Y'all are wilder. That ain't Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is about to get so insanely big.
My God.
And he deserves.
He about to get like Shohei Ohtani money. That boy,
his 2024 tape is some of the most fun receiver tape I've ever seen. Dude. It's so good. It's so good.
Man, I hate my boy Jakey right now. He got people mentioning me with his tweet. I'm like, I'm not gonna talk.
Oh, he's gonna have people out with pitchforks if nothing comes into fruition, man. I hope whatever he is foreshadowing comes out because it's rough on these apps come at people crazy.
But that's why I don't say something until some shit is like very like moving very well.
People that's crazy, bro. People be ready to kill us and fight us and try to dox us because we don't like. Yeah, over not liking a player, like touch grass.
Yeah,
like what?
Like, oh, we're not trading for Debo. Go kill yourself. Like, okay.
I remember when I said that Chase Young wasn't good, and people was in my DMs talking to me crazy, like he sent the black trucks to my crib.
Yeah, I mean, especially the local guys. You can't talk shit about the local guys. But that's what I caution people with. It's honestly. People don't think about it enough. It is so hard to get a trade done in the NFL.
It is. A lot of things have to go right for it to happen.
It's not like, oh, let's just offer. Oh, it's done. It is. I'm telling y'all, like the one wrong move, you can lose your job. And it's like, it is not an easy thing. That's why I don't like saying much unless I like start hearing, like I said, like once I heard the shit with Debo, I was like, all right, I'm good. Like it's there. But I'm not gonna say, oh, we about to get Myles Garrett, because like one, they don't want to trade him. And two, that's a really big fucking trade.
Yep.
That's not a hey, oh, we traded for Christian Kirk, a 7th round pick, or we got an offensive lineman for 5th. That's Myles Garrett.
These trades aren't even like the easiest to do on like a video game. Or like a mock simulating trade.
Yeah, like, it's hard to make. PFF. You think they're gonna just do it right now in real life?
Hey, give us this player. Oh, y'all want him? All right, bet.
Force trade. Hit that force trade button. So I mean, I like I said, I've said this many times. I think Myles Garrett definitely wants to be here. I think Washington is very interested. But if a team doesn't want to trade him, it really just it sucks. If you're hoping for anything, like hop on the Trey Hendrickson train. If I had to bet, I say it's 75% Trey Hendrickson and like 25% Myles Garrett at this point.
Yeah, but you got to keep enough there to monitor the situation just in case Andrew Berry and the Browns decide, yeah, you know what, we have to trade this guy once they finally realize it, you know.
But this is another reason why I say and it's lights out. Talk to him on Twitter stuff all the time. Appreciate you. I think Sheriff could be back on a one deal for a stopgap at guard. But why I said I think Myles Garrett gets traded right before the draft. Imagine this scenario. Mm-hmm. You trade Myles Garrett to the Washington Commanders right now, and you get 2 first-round picks, whatever. You go into the draft, they've got pick 2, right? Mm-hmm. What if the Titans take Abdul Carter at 1?
You still get the quarterback.
You take your quarterback at Browns.
Yeah.
But who's your edge rusher? The whole thing is you don't trade Myles Garrett, in my opinion, unless you're getting a guy like Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter, yeah.
And I know they want to quarterback the Browns. They could wait till the second round, get Jackson Dart, whatever the hell they want to do. Mm-hmm. There's no way you just trade Myles Garrett. Who is your edge rusher?
Yeah, they for real could get Abdul Carter too and still get their edge rusher there. Oh, and still get their quarterback later in the first round because they'd have our pick.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I find it hard, until we really start to know what the Titans are about to do at 1. Mm-hmm. And I think the Titans could trade back, and I think the Giants move to 1. I think that's a really likely scenario too. I think they really want Cam Ward. So if that happens and you're the Browns, cool, whatever, you're probably going to take Abdul Carter. I mean, I would take Abdul Carter over Shedeur Sanders. Am I crazy?
Abdul Carter. Yeah. You take Abdul Carter over
I would not take
Shedeur. The league hates Shedeur.
Someone said there's finally a black prospect that got money in a real family that's stable as in,
and they hate him. They hate the shit out of him. They want him to get it out the mud. He didn't come from struggle. We don't want him.
It blows my mind. Those picks. You know what I'm talking about on the draft. His mom killed himself when he was 6. Now
oh my God! They love to black trauma dump on draft night. I'm glad that they've been kind of phasing themselves out of that. Yeah. But
that's why players stopped got invited to the draft.
They say Shedeur and said silver spoon black quarterback. No,
bro. To be honest with you, I like Shedeur. I like Coach Prime. I know a lot of people hate it, but I like him. I'm not saying he's top 5 pick worthy, but. It just blows my mind how much hate they get.
I want him to be on the Raiders. I think Shedeur and the Raiders, that could be a
be a
match.
That's a good match.
Brady them get him right.
The chin disrespect is crazy. Bring him back and grab a cover safety. I wouldn't be mad if they traded Allen for some draft picks.
Oh, none of us would be mad if they got some.
Bro, it could be an 8th round pick if it exists.
We don't know where them picks coming from, though. Is the problem.
It could be priority undrafted free agent signing. I would say yes.
So I'm jumping. I'm celebrating if we get a 6th round pick swap because that's fire at this point. Bro, so we can come up from 207 and then get closer in that 6.
Anything to better us at this point sounds like it would be a thing. John said we re-signed Zane Gonzalez kicker competition in training camp with UDFA or
our rookie.
Yes, I think so.
Rookie.
You know what makes me mad? We kind of got cheated out of the whole McManus deal, bro. Mm-hmm. That boy got a 3-year deal with the Packers, and he's been really good. You know, he got falsely accused, beat the case. We had McManus here.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks.
Yeah, give me a rookie to go out there and compete with him, man.
Yeah. Use a late 1st round pick to draft a player that won't be there. Your late 2nd round pick. Chase got me paid last season. Parlay Shawty.
Jamar Chase. Oh my God.
If you had him on your fantasy team or anything, you were set. I'm more worried about our run defense than our pass defense, to be honest. And I think that's a big thing with Trey Hendrickson too. You're going to be able to stop the run, but you're going to get it's not going to be the Dante Fowler type of sack production. It's going to be a legit tackle for loss, pressures, stopping the run. It's a complete.
He's an every down player. Dante Fowler is a liability when the ball is being ran on us. But we do want him back though, But that's true.
Wait, do you want Fowler back?
I mean, I want Fowler back if we can't get any of the. I want him to back in a situational role if we can't get one of these guys. I feel like we could get Hendricks if we want Hendrickson. I feel like we can get Hendricks.
Oh yeah, But once again, I don't think AP is going to go beyond what he truly believes. Like if he says, all right, I'll trade you a third, and the Bengals are like, no, it's got to be a second. AP's not the kind of guy that'll be like, okay. He'd be like,
yeah, he's not getting walked down for compensation. Yeah, I don't see that.
He's like, you're not gonna clown me. I will trade two first rounders and cash considerations for K Adams. you better bring the bag out.
I'm giving him the Ricky Williams draft call for K.
That was
take the whole class, bro.
That kind of trade will never happen again, bro. That was insane.
They traded us the whole draft class,
literally, like,
and more.
we got 12 picks for y'all. Like, dude, that was crazy.
Good times, man.
All for him. I love Dante Fowler Jr., but Trey Hendrickson brings the same pass rush juice with an upgrade against the run, setting the edge. I hope Dante Fowler finds a nice team to play for next year. So that's the thing. I think Fowler, and you said it, I think he does best as a pass rushing, situation guy. And, you can kind of make the argument for Dorrance Armstrong too. We signed both of those guys who were rotational guys with the Cowboys. Rotated in for D-Law, rotated in for Micah Parsons. And we kind of were like, hey, we need y'all to kind of play pretty damn close to 3 downs. And I think we saw that bring out the weakness of Fowler. There was good. The sack production was there. He made big plays. It was there. But then you also saw the weakness come out. And I guess you can say the same with Dorrance Armstrong too.
Dorrance gonna be here though. He got 3 years, $45 million. He got him a deal. So, and
I think Dorrance can play a little bit inside too, like that 4-eye tech. Not like inside the tackle. I'm not saying like inside the guard or like one tech or whatever, but I think he can play a little bit inside too. So even if you get Hendrickson and you draft an edge or whatever, I think you can move pieces around. Like do what the Eagles do.
Yep.
Why do you think all these guys are coming in with their head on fire? Because they just seen one of their boys get a sack. And he said, I ain't been in yet on this drive. I'm about to go get a sack too.
They all play disciplined and within the structure of the scheme. And, hey, there's going to have to be a conversation had about drafting a D tackle early too. Like, because this is a great D tackle class. That may very well be one of the first 2 pick. And then it makes me look back to, all right, what we doing with Johnny Newton?
See, that's the thing. Say we release John Allen. It's not going to be a if, but like we will. Are you? Hold on, I gotta mute this. This shit blow up. Are you just promoting Johnny Newton, or are you trying to find a new starter in the draft?
If it's not a promotion to Johnny Newton, then some tough conversations need to be had, because while I did not see everything that I needed to see in his first year, we drafted him in the 2nd round as a person that should have been a 1st round pick. Johnny Newton better be the immediate. When we let go of Allen, he better be the immediate fix next to Daron Payne. But if he's not that and they draft a defensive tackle early, that's going to say a lot.
Yeah.
Or if they go spend money on like a Milton Williams or something.
See, that's the thing. I don't think they will be in the market to spend a lot of money on D tackle.
I don't want them to, but it would say a lot about Johnny Newton and their plans with him if they were to do that.
So like I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Just looking at some chats here. Ricky Williams trade for K Adams. You got to do it. Drop Clelin Ferrell, re-sign Fowler, pick up a free agent. I'm good on Jair Alexander too. I don't want it. Milton Williams is coming to DC. I think he's just going to get a lot of money.
He's going to get bag.
If we trade for Henderson,
get him a Daron Payne contract.
Him, I mean, yeah, we saw what Osa just got from the Cowboys. If we trade for Hendrickson and we trade down from our 1st round, do we still consider drafting someone like JT Tuimoloau or Kyle Kennard? Now, Rio, I know you love Kyle. But I gotta be honest with you, I'm not a Kyle Kennard fan.
I like it. I think he gives me DeMarcus Lawrence vibes, and that fits Dan Quinn's defense. I don't necessarily say superstar, but I think he's a fit on day 2.
I think he's a really good pass rusher, but he's not a good run stopper at all.
JT better though. JT Tuimoloau. Yeah. I think I would like him better.
I kind of like Jack Sawyer. You know who we've been linked to a lot that I think if we trade back in the first, hell, he might be there in the second. I don't know. He tested really well, but Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson. Yeah, he's nice.
He was on K's show today, and I watched a little bit of it. Like his personality, we love him. We've met with him like twice already.
Yeah, we like him.
Yeah, we had a formal with him at the combine. Like those are kind of the ones I pay attention to. Like at Senior Bowl, we meet with everybody. Shrine Bowl, we meet with everybody. But like these formals and stuff like that, I think Landon Jackson, he's got a lot of tools you really, really like. He's got some things he needs to tighten up a little bit. He's a little too linear, but I think he's one of those guys that if you trade back in the first, or like I said, I would pray he would be there in the second. But
remember that clip of him from years ago, slapping the bags? Shit was super zesty.
Bro, you see how big he got in college?
No, he looks like a different person now. Oh my God, you wouldn't know that that's the same human. That don't look crazy, man.
Yeah, I forgot what camp he was at. I don't know if it was like a rivals camp or whatever. They did that boy dirty that time. But yeah, that was a little zesty. But now he a dog, bro. Like I like Landon. I think he's a guy that got some upside to him. Rodgers going to the Giants. It's almost a done deal. See, I don't know though.
That's random. I mean, it feels like a Giants thing to do.
And then Tay just stays in New York too. He said he wants to go to the West Coast though, so I don't think he would follow.
But you know, he be him and Rodgers. You know, they're like a pair.
Yeah, but he said fuck the East Coast. He said nah, I'm going back to the West.
That's how Rodgers make that call.
Yeah, at the trade deadline again, and then they trade a 7 for him. Getting Hendrickson ain't gonna stop them from drafting another edge in this class. I agree. I don't think it takes you out. Like I said, you build the trenches. If it has to do with the offensive line, it's got to do with the defensive line. You got to believe they're never done. There's no such thing as like, okay, I think we're satisfied with what we got. Like I said, just look at Howie. Like,
hey, shout out to the GOAT, David Mayo, retired from the NFL. Shout out to a legend, man. Hey, thank you for your service and your endeavors, man. We wish you the best in life. Shout out to David. I saw David Mayo. He used to break down the huddles in practice, and you know that's about all I saw of David.
I was waiting for the rest. That was it. There's a couple missed tackles out there somewhere in the highlight reel, but Javon Hargraves signed him and drafted DT. I feel like Javon don't really have that much juice left either. I know the 49ers about to release him.
Was he 32 now?
He's
not bad. He would be a nice little 1-year deal type player. He's like 32, 33 years old.
Let me see. I forgot how old he is.
That man,
he's 32.
Okay, yeah.
I know Kinlaw is a guy that's been linked to us too. What do you think about Javon Kinlaw?
Everybody that played under Adam Peters or Dan Quinn or any of the above or Cliff Kingsbury, they're going to be an option there. I wouldn't hate it, and as long as the money was right.
I feel like Kinlaw was drafted like 20 years ago.
It does. It feels like that.
He's 27. So
he's one of those old 27s. Like Kendall Fuller, it feels like he's 40 years old, but like I feel like he's been like 28 for 10 years.
Oh
man.
Chuck G is crazy, bro.
What'd he say?
Chuck G, he said, he said, I just got a text from a source that told me, and I quote unquote, you're he said, you're bro, I can't. He said, you're gonna come when you hear this.
Oh, everybody doing Rondo dirty.
Shit.
Everybody coming for Rondo.
And then he quoted it and he said, I'm just having fun, y'all. Bro, that's so funny. I love Chuck, bro. He's funny as shit.
He's hilarious. Man.
I was just trying to see if I missed anything. I don't think so, thank God. Yeah, Rondo's got people ready to jump off a bridge to find out what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, they can't wait for his next tweet. If his next tweet is about a stream or anything else, they're gonna be talking crazy to him, man.
I will say I like when he was on the stream with Darius Slay and them.
He grabbed the photo.
Yeah, Darius Slay said for the right price that he would come here. I wouldn't mind Darius Slay for like a 1-year 1-year deal to once again, fill in that need at corner. So you're not, trying to draft one super high.
That right price he talking about at 35 years old. I don't know what he talking about. Like he gonna have to come correct.
Bet minimum, like
35 years. He was really good last year, but you about to be 35, brother. What right price are we talking about?
Gift card to Lido's Pizza or something. I mean, yeah, 35. I didn't realize he was that old either.
I think he's 35 or about to be 35.
So, yeah. I thought he was like 31, 32. I was like, God, he reaching unk status at 35. He's older than me.
Feels like he had 2 different careers with Detroit and then Philadelphia, man.
Yeah.
He shepherded
like Darius Slay Jr. is what we saw.
He ushered an era into Philadelphia, man. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah. He was good. I mean, I think he still got juice as well. I think we draft heavy on defense. See, I'm kind of opposite. I'm kind of leaning towards offense in the draft, getting that young core. Offensive line, like I said, I think we would get another wide receiver, obviously running back in the mix. I could see you getting depth at defense, unless it depends on what happens with Trey Hendrickson, obviously, but like D tackle, edge, maybe, depending on what happened.
I'm all ears to a lot of things. Let's just get better, man.
Yeah. Just get the best players. They're going to contribute. Judkins and Henderson are off the board. Would you go Caleb Johnson? He ran a pretty slow 42, didn't he?
It ain't even about his foot. Like that's not the back that I wanted in this class. I like him. He's a very good running back. I think he's gonna be a good running back in the league. That's not my
breaks a lot of tackles. Like he's
really good. He had a phenomenal season.
I think if you had to pick 3 running backs in this class that you think fits Washington, who are your 3?
My obvious 3: Hampton, Henderson, Judkins, but I think Dylan Sampson fits what we do.
20 years old.
Yep. RJ
Harvey.
Sound
really bad, but I like him young. Those young running backs.
You like him? RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey is a dog as well. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll just take Hampton out because Hampton's not gonna be on the board for us. Judkins, Henderson, Sampson, and you could throw Harvey in that mix. Like, there's a couple guys. I like a bunch of running backs in this class.
I just don't know if Harvey is one of those running back one kind of guys, Like, we need a legit – I don't want just another guy in the mix, I feel like we've kind of done that too long.
Yeah, Sampson, Henderson, Judkins, man. Let's get it. I really think we end up with Henderson.
I think so, too. Not just because he's, like, the local guy. I just think he fits, like, personality-wise. He can pass block his ass off. They love that about him. He's not just a guy who's just going to run, but he is a big play waiting to happen. Like, especially
Devin Duvernay released. Not that anyone cares.
No. I just saw that. Jaguars continuing to clear cap space. Devin Duvernay, unless you want a punt returner. That's pretty much all I remember him ever doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm with you. I would say Henderson. I mean, I think Hampton is an obvious one. But I think he goes in the first. I don't think he'll even be on the board when we're there at 29.
Kuiper got him going 12.
Yeah, he's going up fast. I think Henderson would be my 1. I think Judkins would be my 2. I think Sampson would be my 3. And I think Damian Martinez is honorable mention. I'm telling you, I would die on the hill. I think Damian Martinez is going to be a stud.
You know who I don't? You know who I don't want? Cam Scatterboo.
Really?
I like him. He gives me college running back. Not NFL running. I don't know. It's not. Don't do me dirty and say because he's a white running back. That's not it at all. He don't give me NFL running back, bro.
I know. I didn't think he was gonna do well at the combine, and he didn't do a lot. But like even his vert, I was like, damn. He's like a stocky, bowling ball type dude. That motherfucker got up.
He feels like one of those running backs that we would keep here and it would go crazy in August, but never turn out in the regular season.
Like Toby Gerhart was like one of the best white running backs I've ever seen in my lifetime at Stanford. But then he went to the Vikings and it was just like, didn't really do much. Like he was running people over, but he just didn't have the speed. And I don't know how I feel about Cam Scatterboo, but he's like the perfect draft player though. Like scouts love him.
Oh, personality and culture wise. Oh, he's it.
Dan Quinn would go to war for him. Like
he's it.
Schefter said a big move in Jacksonville. Oh, they released Evan Ingram.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
That is a bit okay. Now that's interesting. That is a. I thought you were about to say with Devin Duvernay. I know
Yeah, it was literally right after that. I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Who's got Adam's phone? To where he says that's a big move.
Evan Ingram. That is a big release right there. Evan Ingram can play tight end.
Yeah, I mean, if you lose Ertz, it's an option, but
no, we can't lose Ertz. That's our guy.
But honestly, good for Evan Ingram because this free agent class for tight ends is dog shit.
Sorry, he immediately jumps to the top of it.
Yeah, him.
He been banged up.
Juwan Johnson, like that is it.
He been banged up. He didn't have the best year last year, but like he's 30. He's 30 and he's produced before, so he'll have a little bit of a mark.
He'll go to the Broncos, or someone who's gonna be just outside of the realm of Tyler Warren. He'll go to one of those teams. Khalil Commanders with the super chat. Appreciate you. I watched for a video for everybody, so thank you. Appreciate y'all for checking it out. Always. And I know y'all have, but go subscribe to Rio's channel as well. If you're here and you aren't subscribed to Rio, I don't know why you are here. But sub up to the channel and support Rio as well. This is gonna be a crazy offseason, bro. It's already been insane. Maxwell Harrison.
That boy fast. That boy is fast.
Yeah, Maxwell Harrison is a definite Dan Quinn type of corner.
Mm-hmm.
Trevion and Quinshawn, don't matter which one.
Did you see some girl that they say was spreading some nonsense about Maxwell Harrison? There was some girl, she apparently was making some very crazy allegations about Maxwell Harrison, and then I seen some people debunk it and say she's done this to multiple guys and players that she'd mess with.
I just want to say this. Shout out to Jaden's mama, bro.
Shout out. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Mama Jackson.
Shout out to Mama Jackson.
Shout out to her.
When I say it is ugly out there, it's
vultures.
Ugly.
It's vultures. And we need to figure out some more serious ramifications for when these women are making up stuff about guys, because all you got to do is make the accusation and that's on his jacket forever. Even if he's innocent, that public perception and that thing is always going to be attached to him, whether he did it or not. So there needs to be more serious consequences for doing that shit.
Yeah. I mean, even the dude, the basketball player for Illinois, that he was like a top draft guy. They just retired his jersey. The guy whose jersey was upside down.
Okay.
Same thing happened to him. Like it's bad out there. Like it's
ruining lives. This shit crazy.
Yeah. Reminds me of Toby Gerhart. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like
Peyton Hillis. Peyton Hillis. I mean, Peyton Hillis was a dog for a little while for sure. Damian Martinez, Brashard Smith. Brashard Smith's another one of those dudes.
Brashard Smith's good.
Really good receiving back.
Jaden Blue too. He's just tiny, but he fast as hell. He could be good in the league.
He fast. I love you, real, but I gotta see Cam prove you wrong. People doing him dirty.
I like him. I don't see starting running back in the NFL in Cam Scatterbo. I don't know.
Evan Ingram, sure the trenches. Spend high draft pick on running back and bring in a rookie wide receiver and try to develop. That's what I'm saying. We need a young core in the running back room and the wide receiver room, like for sure. We got Luke, but I'm not really putting too much weight on Luke yet. Bring in Evan Ingram. I would take Ingram over Ertz. I don't know, man. We got continuity and we got something. We got something built. We got something established with Ertz until our young tight ends. Evan Ingram, he got some drops in him too. Like
he do got some drops. Nah, I think I'm cool. I like him over Ertz.
Every time I want to put money on Ingram, he knows and he does me dirty.
Ingram had 300 yards last year.
We aren't drafting a bell cow running back. You aren't a run first team. Cliff really doesn't want to run it for real. He has to. Running back room is completely fine. If we get a running back, it'll be UDFA. Oof, I think that's a hot take.
Yeah, we've ran the ball enough for we've run the ball enough to have 1,000-yard back last year. We just don't got one of them in the backfield.
Remember how we were literally a top 5 rushing team for like the first 5 weeks?
If we had a legit running back, they would have had 1,300 yards with the amount of times that we ran the ball last year.
Yeah. I mean, it's just for me, it's very irresponsible to tell Jaden Daniels to be
to lead the team in rushing. Yeah, hell no.
Yeah, the best white running back was John Riggins. You're damn right.
Hey man, the best white running back is Christian McCaffrey. What do we do? We just stop? Do we stop considering him white or something? What are we all talking about? It's McCaffrey, bro.
You got a little swagger to him.
It's C-Mac, man.
We'll say he mixed. I don't know if he white. Luke is the white one. Luke.
Christian adopted.
Yeah. Christian different. He got that money. Nathan with the super chat. What about Bosa? I have no idea what he would sign for. That's my biggest thing. I have no idea. And I don't know if you're not going to get a whole season out of him.
I'm cool. I'm cool on Bosa, man.
But
unless it was a extremely incentive laden, team friendly 1 year tryout, I'm cool.
The thing about Bosa is like he was a rotational guy last year too, so like I'm sure he will be wherever he goes. What if he rotates with Dorrance Armstrong, like, and then you get Trey Hendrickson to be the one guy.
Okay, then now you can sell me to Joey, but at that point you could sell me Joey Bosa.
You could sell me at DN if we got Trey Hendrickson.
You give me Trey Hendrickson and Bosa's rotating with Dorrance Armstrong. You can sell me that, and then there we go. We can have a conversation there.
It's tough. It is honestly tough. I'm not saying I'm all the way out on it, but I'm at least listening. You know. I think it's at least worth a conversation, but I'm good. Bosa is slightly washed. I wasn't born yet to see Riggins play.
I never seen Riggins play a day in my life, man.
I just seen the highlights.
I know what the NFL films look like.
I know what he's about though. DB with the super chat, appreciate you. Thoughts on Shamar Stewart? Beast. He's
all projection player right there. That's an all projection player right there.
And the thing is that like with Texas A&M, there's a lot of people that have talked about this. Like the sack numbers weren't there for Nick Scorton and Shamar Stewart and the other Shamar who played D tackle. Like the numbers weren't there, but like what people have talked about, like when you go back and watch the film, the kind of defense Texas A&M ran, it was a very, very stop the gap first kind of defense. Like it wasn't a pin your ears back and go get the quarterback, which sounds kind of crazy. Their defense was nice though. Like they were good, but it was more so of don't give up the big play. Let the play kind of come to you. Just look at how Nick Scorton was at Purdue before he transferred. I mean, if you want sack numbers, you want all that, like see that. But the athleticism, I mean, they're comparing Shamar Stewart to Myles Garrett.
Yep, and I knew they were going to run exactly to that comparison when they did. Hey, man, somebody on the timeline just put up since 2020, like Hendrickson's numbers versus Garrett's, and them things are so close.
Really? I mean, yeah, he's like you said, he's been dominant, and he's been
he's the most untalked about elite player in the NFL.
Yeah. I don't want to say he's underrated. It's just he's not a
brand name
household. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All the production, none of the recognition. And because the Bengals defense is trash, he just be out there balling for the love of the game and for the strength. He be hooping and that defense don't be doing shit. He better than Kerrigan, though. As much as I loved Ryan, Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson's legit. I mean,
Trey Hendrickson, that boy motor is whew. He gets busy, man.
I've got so much BS in my
I'm sure.
Right now, I mean,
I'm sure you do, bro.
Like I said, even those big accounts, like, hey, you got something like that I can.
They trying to
I'm not gonna tell you nothing because
they trying to get some engagement, man.
I'm just saying I haven't heard anything. Like I said, people I know we're right here right now, but Twitter is like fucking the purge right now, bro. It's
everybody's thirsty, man. We don't get to see football on Sundays, so we're hanging on to every piece of news, rumor, fake rumor, anything that drives the conversation right now. So
yeah, people just want that when that notification hits, man, it's like an adrenaline rush. Thank you, Georgia. Terrence Shannon, that was the Illinois player. Yeah, Evan Ingram. A lot of people talk about Evan Ingram now. CJ West, he's a little bit smaller, but I think he's a really good D tackle, especially like early day 3, late day 2. I would like to have him. Evan Ingram, fuck Ertz, old ass.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm still taking Ertz for 1 year because of what he did.
Yep, Ertz and a young tight end added to the room, and we're gonna see what Ben Sinnott turns into. If Ben Sinnott at minimum has to be at least John Bates.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with this. Ertz ain't give us nothing after the catch. We've been calling him no yak Zach all season. Like we know that. Yeah. Ingram would be an upgrade or add him to the room. He's gonna want to be the top guy where he goes somewhere.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Like we said, that tight end market is just ugly as hell.
I mean, with Ingram not coming, like Ertz doubled his production last year.
Yeah,
like Ertz doubled his production last year, bro.
Brian Robinson Jr. is Trent Richardson vision. That's nasty, Radar.
Man, Trent played with his eyes closed, man.
I love Trent.
He was all talent, bro. As long as the hole was open, that boy he was gonna get there. But man,
that was one of the most shocking college to pro failures I can remember as an Alabama fan, bro. I could not believe it. That boy, him and Eddie Lacy, like. Those are both of my
What
goats.
A backfield. What a backfield, man.
Yeah. Do y'all think Darius Geis would have had a good career if he hadn't laid hands on a woman?
I mean, didn't he have 2 major injuries too? Didn't he tear his ACL twice?
A lot of injuries too. Yeah.
I remember the one versus the Patriots, and then he got hurt after the Panthers game. Like he
had some nice runs, but he
looked good on the field, but he was never on the field.
Yeah. If we get Bosa, we might as well keep John Allen. Nah, you got to free up that cap space, man.
Allen, there's nothing bringing Allen back at this point.
It would be different if it, was like Deron Payne, where you just wouldn't be saving so much money, but 16.3 mil.
And Allen's the one asking out. He was the one that approached the team with his people. I think people need to not forget that detail.
Yeah, that's one thing people were like making me mad about. They're like, "Oh, Josh, you said like we weren't gonna like try to like offer up John Allen." That's not how it started. And AP even said it at the combine. Like his agent said, "Hey, we want other opportunities." And then we saw like 8 or 9 other players do the same thing afterwards. How do you feel about Hollywood? He was hurt a lot last season. He played like only in the playoffs, but he
feels like he's never healthy, but he's fast as hell. We don't have that kind of speed, and he knows the offense already. So I wouldn't hate it.
Even Luke's routes are ran extremely well. That might be comment of the day. You're not wrong. Did you see? I saw a little bit of clips, the Trapper Dive show where they had Coach Gruden on there, and he was talking about Luke.
Mm-hmm.
You see like this? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting open. He's not Ladd McConkey. Like Ladd McConkey, a special white. It's a different white.
Jay is funny. Jay is funny because you can tell when he wants to say something, but he doesn't. But his facial expression and his tone clearly tells what he's saying.
Yeah, I love Coach Gruden. Some people hate him. I think he's chill.
Yeah, Luke. Luke. Yeah. McCaffrey. He starts saying about somebody's name over and over.
Yeah, he plays wide receiver. He's on the team.
He's got a little something to him, He's got something. I don't know, but he got something to him.
If you're going to do a 1-year incentive deal, I would take Mac before Bosa. I would definitely want Mac over Bosa, but I don't think they're going to let him go. Shamar Stewart production ain't there to me. We need better than that. I think he's a top 15 guy. I don't think he gets out of the top 15.
Oh, his projections, like the people
10.
they're gonna be drooling over him and James Pierce and them. They're going early. That's
another thing too. A lot of people think James Pierce could fall to us at 20.
No, he's not.
I don't care if that boy is not motivated at all.
I don't care about what his character concern. He didn't do anything, and he's not in trouble. That's
what I'm saying. Mike Green had 2 sexual assault cases, and they think he's still going first round.
He must be on the good side of those cases, and those things must be going away because I've seen both of them.
Teams have been asking him about it. He had to leave UVA because of it. So that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Jaguars released Evan Ingram. Yep.
Jake Gruden, hilarious, bro.
I'll do. Yeah, I gotta get him on the show too. He's
I
funny
know.
as hell.
Saying I wanna get messy on this joint with Jake. I want to ask some messy
Get
shit.
him on one of them late night streams.
I want to ask him some messy shit.
Some late streams.
Hey, so Jay, so when did you realize Robert was ass? Like,
You still smoke
like,
cigarettes with college girls?
Was it immediately? So talk to me about Capri Bibs, Jay. Because there's some rumors out there.
Yeah. They're really trying to grab everything out of y'all, huh? People trying, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's getting messy on the timeline. I kind of like it on here. This little peaceful stream of ours. We're
chilling.
People getting nasty on social media.
On the social. That's why I stopped really going back and forth with people on X. Like I drop my opinions and I don't go back and forth about. I'm not arguing with you in the middle of my day. I don't care that much about others.
You would be surprised how fast I mute a tweet after I put it out.
Bro, I post something and get off the app. I don't care what people are saying to what I post. I keep it pushing. You want to hear my opinion? Turn on my channel and you're gonna hear it because I'm just dropping my tweets and I'm out of there. They be messy. It'd be messy. Like I promise you, I'm not about to fight you because I feel a different way about a football player than you. Like I promise you, I'm not putting that much energy into a man that don't know both of us. Like what are we talking about?
He don't know. Did he delete that tweet?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh,
come on, Janky. He deleted it, but he still ain't BSing. Like what he said's valid. But yeah, but Janky cool enough, he gonna make that shit funny as hell.
He gonna come on stream. He'll come on streaming. Yeah. He gonna get on stream and make it hilarious. But these fans, they don't play. Like it's starvation time. You don't tease us with news, you know. These fans, they famished right now.
DJ Reed or Ward? I'm taking Ward.
Yeah. Reed too short, man. Reed too little, but he's good though.
But you remember
I don't want another Mikey in the room.
Yeah. But remember, like, we had interest in DJ Reed. Was it last year?
He wanted us too. Like, apparently he wanted to be traded here during that time period.
Okay, now here's one too.
I like Reed though.
I do like him. It's just I would rather have Ward.
Mm-hmm.
I think Trevon Diggs gets released in the next few days. That's kind of something I've heard. A lot of people have asked me what I want Trevon Diggs. His injuries his leg injuries are bad. His ACL,
they're horrible.
Like it sounds like it's not good at all.
That's a pass for me as well.
Him and his brother can go to like New England and
let them go unite somewhere, man.
Ride out in the sunset.
Stephon Diggs is gonna be with everybody's girl, you know. It's gonna be a good time for them. Not here though.
Trevon's a good dude.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Another Washington legend eats it, bro.
What happened?
Jaguars are also releasing veteran corner Ronald Darby.
Oh, Washington legend Ronald Darby.
Dang it.
Damn, man. What's Quentin Dunbar up to these days?
I'm about to say. There was one season Darby left. Who'd he go to? It was like the Ravens. There was one place. It was like the Broncos.
The Broncos. It was Denver.
He balled out for one season. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yep.
Yeah, man. RIP to another legend. Chase Young and Trey Hendrickson. I don't want Chase Young back. You know how toxic that would be, bro.
Let that U Street legend go elsewhere, man. We cool on Chase Young.
Yami's gonna be too expensive. I don't see it happening. I don't see them investing that much in like a wide receiver 4. Nope. Somebody else is going to. I did see that Big Mac said that JD5 was his favorite quarterback.
McMillan?
Yeah. They have him sliding.
God, he doesn't have the face of a wide receiver, yo. He does not pass the wide receiver face test. He's a dog, though.
He got the hands of a wide receiver.
Good. He's so good, yo. He's
I
going
don't
early.
think it's possible. I still think there's going to be so many wide receiver hungry teams in the first round. I don't think he makes it out the top 12.
Hey, watch you go to Dallas.
That would, oh, fuck, that would
Him and
be
CD.
awful.
Ooh.
That would be awful. Him, Genty, or Luther Burden or Golden. I don't want any of them going to Dallas. Let them take some ugly ass nose tackle, or just draft somebody way overdrafted. But man, McMillan's a stud.
I'm hearing Dallas is about to get active.
I would not be surprised. Like I said, Dallas, they've been trying to trade for Jordan Mason for the 49ers is what I heard. And like I said, they've been planning to release Trayvon Diggs. And Moody Ward is like their top like free agent that they want.
Okay. And he wants to. I did. What's call it? Louis T mentioned last night that he read an article, I think SI, talking about how going back home to Texas would be good for him and his family right now after everything that happened with his daughter.
Yeah.
Is Colston Loveland gonna slide because of the shoulder surgery?
I think he should. I have my best thoughts like when I'm at the gym or if I'm like in a shower. And I thought this today. I think there's only one tight end in this draft class that produces year one, and it's Tyler Warren. Like I can see the other ones being really good tight end twos this season coming up, like Elijah Arroyo, Gunnar Helm, Mason Taylor. They say Colston Loveland's probably going to miss training camp.
You drafted him at 29 if he's there?
No.
Ooh.
No, I can't do it, man.
2 tight ends set of the future. Ben Sinnott and Colston Loveland.
I would just take one next year, man. Like I said, get Ertz back and then just take one next year. Yeah, I don't feel good about that. I mean, he had the sling, he had the pad under his arm, he had that little ball thing he's supposed to squeeze. My boy, he's hurting right now. Yeah, I'm not drafting him in the first round. I feel like there's just gonna be way too much talent there. Like I said, you got to think he's got to catch up to speed, and it already takes tight ends a year or two to break out unless you're Brock Bowers and you're just built like Thor and you're meant to play tight end. Like that's your whole purpose in this world.
He's so as advertised.
God, he's so good. But I'm not. Like I said, I would be really, I don't want to say disappointed, but I would be shocked. I think if we re-sign another player, it's going to be Zach Ertz like next. I think Ertz is the next domino to fall. I think 3 things happened before free agency: Ertz, John Allen gone, Bobby Wagner, and I'll say honorable mention Terry getting an extension.
You think that's going to happen soon, or they're not going to wait until later in the year? You think you want to handle it now so they can get that cap relief?
I think you should. Like he's going to get paid a lot, but what people don't realize is it does free up more money for this year. Yes. And a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you just do it in the summer? Like I get it.
It gives us more cap to work with right now as we're spending because we got to sign 20 players.
Also, I'm saying if you get Trey Hendrickson, he's free. You're paying nothing for him if you release John Allen and if you extend Terry. That frees up enough money to where your first year of Trey Hendrickson is paid for.
Yep. It's already covered.
I don't see why you don't do that. And it also sets the standard. Like we're going to take care of our own. Like we're going to take care of Terry right now. Like who was it got paid? Khalil Shakur. Right around that time, I said, don't be surprised with as bad as the free agency market is with the salary cap going up. Don't be surprised when people start making these long-term extensions done, like Crosby, like Khalil, like Alaric Jackson, like even guys that aren't free agents. Teams are like starting to take care of their own guys. So, I think they would. Not, like I said, it's not pressing though. I would want to get it done before the Jamar Chase and the T. Higgins deals, don't you think?
Yeah, it would make a ton of sense.
Because if not, it's going to go up a couple mil.
Oh, definitely. That price is definitely
I don't think Jamar Chase would, but T. Higgins, I think that's the contract they're going to be looking at. Like, we need more than that.
Give Terry 30 a year.
Yeah, I think 30 is reasonable.
30 a year.
But if T gets 35, and they said there's a chance. They said like the ceiling is like 33 to 35. That bumps Terry up to about 35. But T is younger, but he's also hurt a lot. So
yeah,
I think it would push Terry up to like 33 a year.
Yeah, let's go ahead and knock him out with this 30 a year and call it a day.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't think Terry's that kind of guy to be like, nah, I want to wait and see what others get paid.
Yeah,
first.
I don't think so either, man. He's having him a good off season. He finally got a quarterback, just got married, he about to get an extension. He chilling, man.
If you tell 30. Terry, hey, we're gonna go get Trey Hendrickson with some of your money, I guarantee you he'd be like, great.
Go get him. Go get him, cowboy.
Yeah, Kirk went to the Texans for 2026 7th. Diggs is cooked. Kenny said DJ Reed, you little boy, he's a baller. He is a baller.
He's nice. He feels like he wants to be here too.
Yeah, oh yeah. He definitely has those like Mikey Samerstill, like little dog, like that mentality. Like he's scrappy. Where's Rashad Wild Goose at? That's the real question. What is Wild Goose doing?
Nah, people was losing it when we let Tariq Castro Fields when we waived him. I was like,
there's like the mud, and then there's like where we were. We were in like what's all those like layers called back in science class? You remember what I'm talking about? The geo Earth or whatever the fuck it was.
The Earth's crust and shit.
Yeah, that's where we were. we were like at the core of the sun.
Wherever the purgatory was there, that's what we were.
If Tyler Warren's there at 29, you absolutely draft him, but he's not. Eagles content creators are already trying to say they're going to snatch Trey Hendrickson from us. They can say they're going to snatch everybody, but I promise you they're not.
But they are capable of acquiring any player at any time because Howie Roseman gets down like that.
Yeah, but I think AP gets down like that now too. I think there's there's two chairs at the table. You know, there used to be just one. Chin ain't signed yet because we getting the dude from the 49ers. I just think he's going to test his market. I think it's going to be a little higher. Another deal got done today. Stephen A. Smith got a 5-year, $100 million. Hope y'all boys get paid soon.
Jesus Christ.
That's nuts. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even like Stephen A. Like I don't like ESPN at all right now. I
don't like watching TV programming sports shit because it's all manufactured. It's all manufactured talking points. And you need to argue this side. You need to argue that side. It's very
even if you don't actually believe it, you have to act like you do.
Yeah, it's kind of get your money though.
Yeah, I say in 2025, I want less Stephen A. and I want a lot less Pat McAfee. I might be the only white dude that doesn't like Pat McAfee.
I like Pat McAfee, but all the programming, I watch nothing. I swear I watch nothing but fan stuff now. Like I swear mostly I'm watching us and people like us. I don't even like listening to the local media no more like that. Except for guys I'm cool with. I don't really like listening to all that. I don't like listening to local radio.
No.
Like, this shit is ass.
God, don't listen to local radio. Let's trade for Kyle.
They take our talking point. We create conversation on Twitter and on here, and they take that shit to the radio.
I'm so glad you said that. I've seen that happen 4 or 5 times.
It's shameless, bro. They go right off our tweet to a talk. Hey, live at 2 p.m.
we just thought of something.
We just came up with something. They go right from the timeline.
I tweeted out a De'Ami Brown thing. And it got like 200,000 impressions or whatever at like this one night. The next morning, the exact headline for a sports radio show, The Junkies, said the same thing and like stole like line for line everything. I was like, bro, at least make it not obvious. But you're right. There's so many different sports radio. Like they're fiending for content. They on social media.
They be shitting on us too. They be shitting on us.
Yeah, but then using our stuff.
These guys stick their media. These fucking losers. These fake content creators. Yeah, okay.
It was just like the radio guy in Denver that said, "Oh yeah, Gronk is coming back to the NFL, and he's gonna play with Bo Nix." And everyone's like, "Yeah, dude, no, that's not gonna happen."
Josh Reynolds got cut too in the
Yeah, so
purging
Josh
in
Reynolds.
Jacksonville. Hey man, wish him the best. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Last year, maybe. I'm cool.
Cool on him. I didn't even know he went to the Jaguars. Man, I was with you that.
That shit was on the low. They were so bad. They were such a horrible watch. Trevor Lawrence, that Trevor Lawrence conversation needs to be had for a lot of people because he's not performing.
This year is going to say a lot.
Generational, number 1 overall pick. It was Urban Meyer's fault early. Like, where are we at with that now? Like I feel
Urban
like
thing was wild, but
I don't feel like he gets the slander that some good quarterbacks get.
Shout out to TJ Parker. Should have went to Penn State. But yeah, the thing is, if he can't play well under a coach who made Baker Mayfield look really freaking good again, you've got a lot of questions coming to T-Law. But yeah, he was hit with that generational label. Like people were putting him. I'm not gonna say the same tier as Andrew Luck, but pretty.
It was up. It was close. It was close. It was
close.
talking about he came out the womb as a future number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. It was same with Watson when he came out. People were like, oh shit, Watson's about to be good too.
He was until he started hitting the massage parlors, and then
that last year in the Texans, he led the league in passing, and he had nobody to throw it to. Who was the dude that got suspended half the season for smoking too much weed?
Was it Josh Gordon?
No, Will something the fourth. Who is it?
Oh, Will Fuller.
Will Fuller the fourth.
Yeah.
That was his top receiver, and like I said,
I still remember them having a 24-0 lead at Arrowhead in the playoffs in the divisional round before Mahomes walked them back and said, "Nah, we're good." Deshaun was a star. Deshaun was a 23. That was like 2020. Was it like 2019? No, it was like 2019, right?
His last year?
No, his last year there was 2020, right? His last year playing for Houston?
It was 21 or 20.
Yeah.
That's 20. God, then they went to Tyrod Taylor and Davis Mills.
Yep, and they got Yuck for a little bit. Then they got
Sean Watson, 4,823.
Oh, he was a dog. People forget how nasty he was. A superstar.
Oh, yeah, he did have Brandon Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
He had 1,000 yards. Then he had Will Fuller,
good old pass around.
Cobb at 31, Kiki Kute.
Oh, that's when they traded Hop for like a 2 while he was while he was elite, while he was super elite.
And then David Johnson. What a fucking pull. Duke Johnson and David Johnson. Pharaoh Brown, Kenny Stills. What a room that was.
Pharaoh Brown. Oh man.
Fumbled the bag.
Yikes.
All right, we'll get to a couple here and then we hop off. I've had you for 2.5 hours, Rio. I appreciate
We've been here rocking today.
Hey, it's one of them days. It's just you could literally be on here all day talking about it. I think Marcus Mariota. So something else we haven't talked about. Marcus Mariota, I think he's gonna have a hot market. Yeah. I think if things fall through for the Raiders, he could go out to the Raiders, and start for a year and let Jackson Dart get drafted in the second. And sit a year and then let Marcus Mariota, because he played. I mean, dude, I know the Panthers game was the Panthers game, but that Cowboys game.
Oh yeah, he saved us. You know,
he looked like the Heisman Mariota. That boy was cooking.
Him on his back, man. His impact on Jaden, it cannot be diminished, man. He was a big part of what we do, man.
Jay said, whoever we don't resign is going to the Jags. Because they don't release everybody.
Yeah, they whole receiving room. It's just bare right now.
Chin took less money to get a good year under his belt. Maybe he finally earns his bag this offseason and we look elsewhere. So that's where I'm at with Chin. I don't think he's going to re-sign with us before free agency. I think he's going to want to test the market and see what it looks like. I mean, not saying he's not going to come back, but I think you at least go find out what's out there. What's the possibilities of us getting both Trey Hendrickson and Miles in the same defense? No shot.
That's not happening.
Yeah, we won't have a first-round pick in a decade. The thing is, it's not going to cost a first for Trey Hendrickson. It'll cost 2 firsts for Miles, but there's no way. I love Matthew Golden. He's one of my favorite wide receivers in the draft. I think people have him as wide receiver 1 now. I don't think he's going to be that 29 either.
4.28 to do it. It's crazy. He doesn't play as fast as that 40 said, but that boy was flying.
I told people, I think it was like November. I was like, Matthew Golden's better than Isaiah Bond. I'm not saying this because he left Alabama, but I'm not an Isaiah Bond fan.
Yeah, you might be able to get Isaiah Bond later. Like
he's fast. That boy's here was gonna run like a 4.2.
He was going to top Worthy and ran like a 4.39, 4.4.
Yeah, Worthy said there's fast and then there's me. He said, get on my level, even being a former teammate. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Titans cutting Malik Willis might have been premature. He looked good. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I thought he was a good little depth guy. Where do you think Dyami does go?
Don't really concern me, but if I had to put Jacksonville might make a call, maybe New England.
So New England's being super aggressive. Like I said, they're trying to trade for Ayuk. They're trying to trade for DK now. I don't think he would want to go to the Raiders. I could see him going to the Chargers. Because they still need an outside. And the thing is, like the Chargers, they don't really draft wide receivers like that high either. Like with Harbaugh, all he cares about is running the ball. So I maybe they take a flyer on him.
I can see the Chargers or the Patriots taking him.
Or the Steelers. They are wide receiver hungry. Rams?
Who's quarterback in the Steelers? That's my question.
You at this point.
Pretty much. Who's quarterback in it? What's Justin Fields' market looking like these days?
Dude, that's the crazy thing is the quarterback market is so bad, people still don't want Russell Wilson. That's how you know you're bad. It's the people like, we're actually good on that. We don't have a quarterback, but we're actually still good on that. Raider fans will get mad for double dipping on Mario.
Justin Fields sucks. He still can't throw the football.
He's not bad. So free agency starts Monday at noon Eastern time.
The tampering period.
Yeah, the tampering. That's when you're going to see all the deals come out. The official, the day where the Debo trade becomes official and all the signings become official is the 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So that's where you get the 4 o'clock at.
And then we could eventually bring him in the building. We're going to get our hype video of him getting off the plane and shaking people's hands and going to get his jersey. For people that keep asking why that hasn't happened or the physical and all that, is because the trade's not official yet. We can't do that until the new league year starts. It's just agreed to in principle.
Yeah. I hope he gets off wearing like a tight ass jersey so people can see like he's. And I saw his workout video. He looks great, bro.
Hey, Chef Dre is his travel chef. He gonna get him right, man.
Yeah, I told Chef Dre he got to come out to VA like I am. I'm coming back beginning of May, bro.
Hell yeah! I told him, man, we got to hook it up, and told him he got to get Debo on with us, man. Let him come talk to the fans.
I'm very high on Trey Harris and Jaden Higgins. I would like both. I think Harris is super underrated. He just had like a weird, I think he had a groin injury last year. People were kind of worried about. DK to the Chiefs.
Hey, people better prepare for scorched earth Patrick Mahomes. He's going to go nuts next year.
Oh, he's about to be pissed.
He's about to throw for 50 touchdowns next year.
That's another thing too. Like, don't be surprised if the Chiefs try to be aggressive. I know they have like no money. They're in like the negative cap space right now. But don't be surprised if they try to make a big move. I haven't heard anything about them yet, but something tells me Dyami's a Jet. Pray for him. Pray for that boy if he goes to the Jets.
Yikes.
Is there a big move coming via trade or free agency tonight? I mean, it could be. I don't know. I don't think it would happen this fast. And that's another thing too. If someone's put on the trade block, don't expect it to happen in like 24 hours, you know?
Yeah, they just got put on the trade block.
The Bengals never do trades either.
Yeah, they're not a trade team.
I think it was a crazy stat. It was like the last like 10 or 15 years, they've only done like one player trade. That's nuts.
It's crazy. Okay. I know they didn't do trade. I know it was that deep.
It was like they worse than the Browns.
Yeah, they don't do that shit.
So, like, if you think it's just going to be some fast trade for Trey Hendrickson, like, you might as well put your phone down and go back to sleep tonight. It's not going to be like that. Yes, I'm coming back to DMV right in time for, like, mini camp and stuff. I haven't told you this, but I got some big news coming up, too, man.
Hey,
some big personal news coming up. Some new opportunities I'm excited about.
That's what's up.
It was big with, like, moving back and everything. So we're gonna be cooking when I move back, bro.
Let's get it.
I really want to come back before the draft because I feel like you and me could do something crazy.
We could do some dope shit.
Yeah, but training camp. Here we go. Breaking news: Commanders are re-signing Bobby Wagner.
Okay, Bobby Wagner is back.
Bobby Wagner is back.
Okay. What's the terms?
Let me see.
I see it. 1 year deal worth up to 9.5 with $8 million guaranteed. He's back. Bobby is back. There we go. People wanted news. News. Here we are. Shout out to Bobby, man. That's what's up.
I mean, I figured they would. Does that take us out the linebacker market now?
Who knows? Who knows? 1 year up to 9.5. That sounds like incentive laden, and how many games he played, that type of stuff. Jordan McGee needs to be ready to play football.
You said up to $9 million?
Up to 9.5, I think. 8 guaranteed. That's easy money.
Let's see. Worth up to $9.5 million with 8 guaranteed.
It's our first guy back. I assume we're going to get a bunch of notifications like that over the next coming days. Especially because you want a good number of how many outsourcing guys you can bring. So you got to start getting the big guys out of the way.
How many times did he win All-Pro?
Who?
Bobby Wagner.
It's got to be a few, right?
I feel like it was a lot, especially in Seattle. That boy was All-Pro'd up for his whole life.
Like the linebacker of this generation, man.
6-time first team, 5-time second team.
Oh, he's gonna give him a gold jacket as soon as he retires. Though that's first ballot easy.
11-time All-Pro. That's nuts.
Yo, folks about to be taking Brian Thomas Jr. with the first fantasy pick next year. He getting all the targets.
Oh, yeah. Same with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna see if I can bring this up for the folks.
Ian Rappaport was the one who posted it with the details.
Yeah.
I hate that Brian Thomas and Neighbors are stuck in such nasty situations.
They both gonna be here one day.
Yeah. Let them ever get up out of them contracts at post rookie contract. They're gonna be smooth here in DC.
First off, that's a dope picture. He just straight carrying Gainwell like a child.
Shout out Bobby. He's back. He still got some classes left to finish up at Howard too. So
that's what I'm saying. And
extra incentive to be here.
The fact that he was at like Josh Harris's press conference after the season, like that said something to me.
That was a given.
Like he was like one of the only players there. You don't just show up to that,
Him and Ertz feel so automatic, like to get another 1 year deal. They're like coach players.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you just don't. I mean, especially, did you see the mic'd up of Bobby Wagner during the Bucs game?
Yes. Oh, it's amazing.
Like, I love that. The way he just calls everybody champion. He's
like
champion.
Dominic Hampton loves that, man.
Yeah. That's like that's his idol, bro.
And Onaki, I do not hate Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. I'm cool with him. I would love to have a touchdown machine, big body receiver. He's not gonna cost much at all. He caught 2 touchdowns on it.
Yeah, I think he'll probably cost
$8 million a year. 6.5, $7 million a year.
6, 7. I think 8's a ceiling.
6.5.
He's not that old. He's not that young. He's like 27.
He's like 27. He turns 28 like soon. Maybe 2 years, $13 million contract. That ain't shit. And you got a big body receiver on the boundary. Like I wouldn't be mad at it at all, man. Shout out Bobby Wagner.
Janky, funny as shit.
He got up out of that. He got up out of the rumors. He got up out of Rumorville. Wagner wanted 2 year. He wanted 2 years, 24 million on Madden. Bradley said. Oh man.
So everyone's saying that's pricey.
It's not pricey for Bobby. It's not. No. What did Bond just get? You know, middle linebackers not getting bread like that, man.
No.
That ain't shit.
It's a 1 year.
To get one more year out of our all-pro linebacker for one more year. He's an integral part of our fabric here. Come on, man.
Now everyone's saying this is exactly what Janky was talking about, the Bobby Wagner. He said,
oh, shit. They said,
he said, bro, I officially understand what you was talking about a couple days ago. Y'all leave Janky alone, man. I told you, it's toxic as fuck out there. You got to stay off Twitter.
He got out of the news breaking business real quick. I feel him.
51 mil, 34 mil guaranteed.
Nigga got less money.
That's less than 8. You ain't wrong. That's less than 2-2 at will.
All right.
That is less than 2-2.
Positional salary cap is real too. So that ain't nothing, man.
And I get that people wanted to get like younger and they want to get a little bit more athletic.
And they still could. They could draft Jihad Campbell if he was there at 29.
Yeah, because he would play on the edge a lot.
Yeah.
But he can also go out to linebacker and lock down
and dominate.
You know, Dallas Goedert or whoever you put at tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what you said about Jordan McGee, because that's something that's been brought up a little bit like quickly this offseason, is that the team is super high on Jordan McGee.
Mm-hmm.
And I've made this comparison a lot because they were both drafted by AP in the 5th round. But like him and Dre Greenlaw, like I think his athletic profile leans more towards Fred Warner.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to just like AP finding those just super athletic linebacker in the 5th round, I think he could. I this is crazy because we haven't seen much Jordan McGee. I think he can be really good. Like his athletic profile, and the dude was like Temple's entire defense, whether it was stopping the run, blitzing, coverage. Like he could do everything well, but he was telling everyone what to do. He was like, hey, they about to run it to your side. Like, watch that gap. Watch this guy. Like, he's, changing the play. Like, he just talks so much. I think him learning from Bobby Wagner is going to be, like, career altering. And I think that's high words to say, but man.
It's Bobby is the GOAT of this generation at the position.
Yeah.
So
you mentioned Dom Hampton. He's switching from safety to linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And learning from him. So
we need all we can get because we need to learn how to stop the run at some point under Dan Quinn.
Yeah. I don't think this stops you. I just had someone DM me. They said, do you think this means we're out on Dre Greenlaw? I don't think it stops you.
Not necessarily. But I mean, you're not spending too much. Like you're not about to spend 8 to 10 million on another linebacker right now with Bobby and Louvu. It would have to be a young guy that you make a big acquisition.
But Dre Greenlaw, 1 year, $6 million.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that.
He said, "Well,
I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that
because he didn't play. He didn't play a lot last year, obviously, after the Achilles injury. But when he did come in, I remember I was watching that game. I was like, okay, like even 49, like I follow a lot of 49er people. They're all like, okay, Greenlaw, hey, he looked good enough to the fact that old boy Devondre Campbell quit the team.
Mm-hmm.
He said, fuck, there goes my spot. It took 34 snaps for him to force a linebacker to quit the team mid-game. And Greenlaw is only, he'll be 27, almost 28.
I think we're out of the Nick Bolton conversation.
Yeah. So Bond got paid. They don't have his contract up here yet. But yeah, he got paid. Big paid. Big bald head. Look at him. Look like a cone head. Yeah, I think Nick Bolton's definitely out. So they projected Bobby 1 year, $5 million. Obviously, it was just above that. I think that's also, if he was to go somewhere else, probably $5 million. But this is us like taking care of our own, giving him 1 year before he even gets to the free agent market, too. You know, because I mean, there was talks that he could have gone out to the Raiders.
Pete Carroll.
For a pretty, people were saying they would have paid about 10, 11 to get 1 season out of him with Pete Carroll.
Mm-hmm. I think this is last year in the league. I think Bobby, this is final. This is swan song year.
Yeah, I think it is. I think so for sure. I think you're right on that. But I think that was a real possibility. You got to admit his coach comes back. I know he's got DQ, but his coach comes back to the Raiders. He's got Max Crosby. I'd be like, damn, that's kind of tempting. Go out to Vegas. I know he just started Howard. That's literally on the other side. But are we in on Greenlaw? I don't know. I'm sure we're interested, but I don't know how much. What are we looking to pay Greenlaw? I don't think it'd be a lot. So that's the thing. I don't know if someone's going to be comfortable giving Greenlaw like a 3-year deal after, an Achilles injury like that.
Yeah.
But he
that was like a nasty. I remember that Super Bowl injury. That joke was crazy.
Just running on the field is insane.
Yeah, but I'm glad we're getting our guys out the way. Let's get a clear picture of what we're working with when we hit this market on Monday. So I expect to see a lot more notifications like these over the next couple of days.
Yeah. So the guaranteed was $8 million guaranteed. Which once again, I don't think that's bad. People are going to say 6 and like, oh, we overpaid.
I don't know how paying Bobby Wagner $8 million is overpaying. That's kind of crazy to me. What are we talking about?
I don't think so at all. Like I said, I think he would be tempted because the Raiders you want to talk about money too. Raiders got money. They could have easily paid him 11, 12 when free agency hits. You're at least locking in Bobby Wagner right now and not even letting him test the market. You're not doing the Saquon Barkley thing where the Giants were like, oh, yeah, go test it and see what you're worth. And it ended up being a lot. And they were like, oh, shit.
Like, imagine feeling like $8 million is too much for an all-pro linebacker who had 130 tackles and a couple sacks, a forced fumble, and was the damn leader of the unit. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what
you said? This is a gold jacket.
Yeah, man. This is as soon as his eligibility for Hall of Fame opens up, a gold jacket is being presented to him.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, like I said, I think Ertz is next. We were just saying that.
Those are the two. Those are the fabric. Those are the cloth guys, man. Of course, you take care of.
Matter of fact, look at that. I'm telling you, mute immediately, bro. That's the only thing this app does I love is just muting immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the best recourse, man.
I'm fully expecting Zach Ertz to be the
Bree said people be acting like it's their money. Yeah, fans do treat that money like it's their wallet, like it's their bank account, bro. Like NFL teams, they always find a way, man. Why you think teams with no cap be trading for superstars, bro? Giving Bobby Wagner $8 million is not an overpay at all. Like, what? I can see if he was ass last year, but that's not the case.
Yeah. So he had 1,258 snaps last year, which led the team. 108 tackles, led the team. 56 run stops, led the team. 88.3 defensive grade, the highest defensive graded player on the team. 91.2 run defense grade, led the team. 86.3 tackling grade, led the team. And he's the Pro Bowler, and he was second team All-Pro.
Like, what are we talking about?
I don't see why you wouldn't want to pay that. And like you said, this gives Jordan McGee 1 year to get up to speed. I think he'll, he's got to stay healthy. He did have some injuries last year that kind of.
And it wouldn't stop us getting someone special if they were to fall at 29, like your boy from Bama. So
I must say Michael Walker is a free agent. Nick Bellore is our free agent, and then Dom Hampton.
That's demon. That's our special teams demon, Nick Bellore.
Did you realize he's like 36?
He's 36.
Nick Bellore, I had no idea how old he was.
The way he moves on special team, no, I would not think he's 36 years old. He gets active on special.
He was one of the best tacklers, honestly. Yeah, 35.8 years old. He's almost 36 years old. That boy Unk moving like that. Crazy. But yeah, this at least, and you can say it once again, you can say this about Zach Ertz. This at least stops you from saying, okay, we need a linebacker here. Because what if Bobby Wagner left? You have Luvu, and then you're praying to God Jordan McGee can start next year unless you take a linebacker. Then you honestly have to take a linebacker in probably the first 2 rounds.
A linebacker, one of our strongest units on our team last year.
That was the best linebacker duo in the NFL.
Yeah, they got active.
So like for me, this was always a no-brainer. Hendrickson, give it a couple days or something. Give it like a week, maybe.
We need to have a plan there for this. We have to move as if this is Bobby's last year playing in the league. So Jordan McGee and maybe someone in the draft needs to be put there to be the next guy, though, because Bobby, we can't rely on him after this year.
If we somehow got a 4th or 5th round pick back, like I would love like a Jack Kaiser from Notre Dame. He's a beast. You're looking for that freak athlete like Jihad Campbell. Like you want a guy that can do everything.
Yep. That would be a phenomenal guy to fall to 29. That's not probably happening though.
No, he's another one of those guys that he was too good at the combine.
The tape was already stellar, and then he confirmed everything at the combine.
He was. People don't know this. He pulled the opposite of like Abdul Carter and Chop Robinson and like those Penn State boys and Micah Parsons. Yeah. He had Dallas Turner and Will Anderson at Alabama on the edge. And he said, guys, I can just drop back as a linebacker. It's fine.
And it worked out.
He turned out to be the best linebacker in college football last year. And he's like, it's whatever. I'll just drop back, go into coverage and, erase your best player. It's nothing. It's whatever. And people just forget, like, it's easier to, for me, it's easier to go from linebacker to on the line than being an edge rusher. Could you imagine, like, Chase Young having to drop down as a full-time, like, outside linebacker? Like, dropping into coverage and stuff? Like, no.
Jeez, hell no.
It's just, God, you'd be fighting for you'd be drowning out there. And Jihad Campbell and Deontay Lawson, my God, what a linebacker duo that would be. So if that doesn't happen, next year, I'm looking at a guy like Deontay Lawson at Alabama. Like, I think the draft next year has some really solid linebackers that could fill in. And then Luvu, obviously, can mentor if Bobby's gone. Yeah, he can do everything. Bobby, probably best player to come out of the IU so far. JD5 probably passing on more Stroud.
Grande Groove says on the super chat, signed Bobby, BSJ next. Don't put that type of evil and don't speak that type of evil. Yeah. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
That's bad vibes.
That's bad juju right there, man.
I will say the thing I enjoyed the most this season about Bobby was how close him and Jaden Daniels were. For guys who are on the complete opposite side of the age spectrum, they acted like brothers.
The leaders of the team, the quarterback and the defensive quarterback, man. I love that shit, man. You would think they grew up together and that was his big brother for real.
I'm with you, Stroud Ursery. I'm ready to be delusional for Jordan McGee next year. Same.
I gotta see it with my 2 eyes, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, Carson Schwarzenegger. Probably got to get him in the second. He's another one of them dudes.
That's a day two linebacker.
Yeah, at UCLA, he's legit. Re-signed Bobby Wagner 1 year, 9.5. It's all good. We got it. As soon as the news break, we own it.
Shout out to IE.
Never too late. It's all right. I think Zach Ertz happens soon, to be honest with you.
Of course. Zach Ertz, and then we see when the Chin deal comes out. Those are the priority guys.
St. Juice from Myles Garrett.
Then the Trust Ways of the world and stuff like that. I mean, a Trust Way contract can always get done, so that's not really.
I think Zach Ertz is I think he's only got 1 more year in him. Yeah, I don't know. The way he talked after the season, though, like it felt like this season brought him back to life. Like
the man said, "I wish I was young enough that I could play here for like the rest of my career. Like if I could play a whole career here." Yeah,
he might be hitting the fountain of youth. Like that whole I remember watching that video a couple times, like of him in the locker room. Like it genuinely sounded like he was like this season showed him that he could still do this.
Yep, that athleticism does not say that, but one more year of Zach Ertz while we get some young tight ends behind them ready to go. I'm all here for it. One more year of Wagner and Bobby, and then we move forward,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like we said, the yards after catch isn't there, but like going up and getting it, like those big catches, the one against the Falcons where it's like, how the hell did he catch that? That's what you're still getting out of Zach Ertz. If you want yak, look at Ben. If you want someone to be that yak guy, Ben Sinnott, get the ball in his hands. Y'all remember, I know it's just a preseason game, but that Jets catch, bro, that seam route, that shit got me fired up.
Hey, man, Ertz was one of about 3 people who actually showed up during the NFC Championship. So that's a must do for one more year.
It's no chin deal. I think he's bigger than the problem. 1 year, probably 2. Sounds crazy for Ertz. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing too. He did finally stay healthy because that little instant with the Cardinals.
20 weeks of Zach Ertz at this age is amazing.
That's actually a lot. Something worth mentioning too. Levi Onwuzurike from the Lions. Yeah, he's another one of them studs. Yeah, I think Milton Williams, I have him going out to the Chargers. That's my prediction. I think he gets a big bag. Yeah. But Levi is one of those guys, 27, 2 year, 16 mil. I wouldn't be mad at it. This is one of those guys you're kind of like hoping for like some upside. Onwuzurike has flashed whenever he's been healthy over his first 4 seasons in the league after getting drafted 1 round ahead of recently extended interior defender Aleem McNeil in 2021. Second round pick out of Washington is a penetrating 3-tech interior pass rusher, which is what we need. Yeah, that every team covets with this 12.5% pass rushing win rate in 2024 ranking as a top 15 mark at his position. So that's something I feel like we're missing heavily, especially as a 3-tech guy that can get to the quarterback. If he can stay healthy, there's another guy I'm actually super, super high on that I don't think people are talking enough about. And it's a guy who I think is leaving the Chargers. Poona Ford, man.
Poona. Former Seahawk.
Yeah, he might be small, but
he gets active.
He doesn't play like he's not a 3-down guy. But I did a couple of Chargers games scouting last year, and I was like, man, this dude Poona Ford, every single play, he is getting active. That boy, I would love him as a depth guy. If we lose Sheldon Day, which I think we do, I mean, especially John Allen's gone, Newton, Payne, and I don't think that stops you from drafting anyone either. Once again, get Poona Ford to rotate in with Newton, with Payne. Payne's had these little teeny, nicked up injuries. Hasn't been anything serious, but it's been like his hand, ankle rolled up. Small things. Get Poona Ford to rotate in at 4 or 5 mil on a 1-year deal, bruh. I'm telling you, this dude last year, his numbers were crazy. 5'11", 310. Like I say, shorter, but he's a stockier dude. Overall grade, he was 5th out of all interior D tackles. He had 604 snap counts. He had 23 pressures last year in a limited snap count. Really good run stopper. He was the 7th highest run defensive grade among defensive tackles last year. Yeah. 3 sacks, 13 hurries, 23 hurries. 23 pressures and 3 batted passes. Like a guy that can.
That's what we need, man. That's what we need. I know this dude because I used to follow when I used to listen to Matt Miller's podcast when he had to stick to football with him and Connor Rogers. They loved Poona Ford, so they put me on it. They put me on the radar for that guy for a while, so I know exactly what he could do on the football field.
Yeah, I love Poona, man. He's one of those guys. Huh?
He's not gonna cost much either.
Oh no. 1 year. And Tershawn Wharton is another guy that's been hyped up a lot recently too. People think he's going to get a big bag. I don't think we would be in on him. But between Tart and Poona Ford, those 2 Charger guys that rotated in, there's been a couple guys that got released too, like Draymond Jones.
Seahawks. What's Benjamin St. Juice's market?
Canada. That's his market, bro. DC Defenders.
Straight to Toronto.
Straight to the CFL.
I don't think we've ever went for 3 hours together on stream before.
Bro, I don't think so. This was
lit. This was lit.
I was going to call it at 3. I ain't ate shit today, so I'm about to get something to eat and see what else happens the rest of the day.
Bro, I need to get some protein in my life immediately.
That's what I'm saying. Give me like a little burrito or something going on. But yeah, man, we'll 3 hours is good. 3 hours is good. Greenlaw, I wouldn't say he's out of the question though.
I feel like we got a lot a lot accomplished in this stream today. A
I
whole lot
think
of shit
so.
happened. A lot of shit news is breaking while we're streaming and all type of shit, man.
And like I said, I don't think anything crazy big will happen tonight. That's why I'm like, okay. If it does, obviously me and Rio will both hop back on our channels and go live. That's a guarantee.
For sure.
But I think if anything happens the next few days, they'll be re-signing. I don't see us making any big trades yet. That's just way too fast. I mean, unless we just make an offer where they're like, holy shit, yes. But yeah, man, 3 hours is good. It flew by though. Like I feel like y'all have plenty of stuff to catch up on for the weekend. Got some entertainment out of it, some good news and sources. But it's been fun. I appreciate everyone hopping in, supporting me and Rio on the channel. Like I said, this is going to be a big stream for us. This is a big time.
I'm going to see a lot of us next week. Going to see a lot of us next week.
I'm telling you, depends what I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I might just be live like the whole day. Putting out graphics. I might have to put out some articles and stuff like that. We'll see what's coming up. But Rio, anything on the way out, man?
Oh man, just let these guys cook. We're under good management now. We have a real ownership group. We have a real front office and coaches that know what the hell they are doing. They have a plan. They're not out here freestyling and just drawing this shit up as they go. So let the plan come to fruition, guys. Let's get it.
Trust the process, but not like the 76ers, not like Embiid out for the season.
Yeah, not that process. You know, our process is a little different over here.
That theirs was like processed food. This is a real process. This is a real process. I trust AP, and I'm excited to see what happens. I don't think we're done yet. I think we'll get some big splashes, but then I think we'll see some really under the radar signings that people are gonna be like, oh, I never thought of that person, like Jalen Moore, tackle out of 49ers. I had plans on talking about him on the whole stream. I didn't even get to him.
I think we get Mooney Ward on the first day of tampering period, though. That's what I'm calling the corner. We're gonna get Charvarius Mooney Ward on the first day. That's my bold prediction for free agency.
I think he's one of the. I don't want to say one of the first players off, but I think he is one of those day one guys where it's like he gets a really good deal somewhere and he's like, yeah, I'm doing that. I don't think he's one of those guys that wait it out and say, oh, we'll see what happens. And then those teams end up signing other corners and like, oh shit, my market's down now. But yeah, I think he'll be one of the top like big names off the board. So like I said, the Cowboys sound like they're going to be pushing for him. But turn those notifications on for both me and Rio's channel. Sub up, hit the like button, follow us on social media at Josh Taylor FB, and then it's at Rio_Robinson91.
You already know.
Hell yeah, I remember. Let's go. I try to remember. So appreciate y'all. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And we'll be back. We'll probably see y'all before Monday. I want to say see y'all Monday, but I don't think so. So appreciate it. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.